Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to MHF. We're back. Arsenal were robbed. A penalty that is not a penalty. The performance, a lot of people are complaining about the performances by Arsenal. A lot of people are saying that this is not a showcase for Real Madrid. It is absolutely one of the worst games I've watched this season, to be honest, in terms of like performances. It is absolutely horrendous, garbage, shit performance, but it is expected by Arsenal. They don't care about the game. Liverpool already won the league. Congratulations to Husam and all the Liverpool fans. Congratulations to Mohamed Salah for player of the season, because nobody's going to come close to him. Liverpool are equaling Manchester United record, of course. Hit that like button if you're watching us now, and if you're watching us on the replay, hit that like button. There's a lot of talk about this. This is a showcase of how weak the league is. I said this channel, I've been much more busier. This guy doesn't want to wake up early. Wallahi, he doesn't want to wake up early. Wallahi, he doesn't. We could do shows every day because I'm in Egypt. He doesn't want to wake up early. But he goes, to be honest, he does shows all the way until 4 in the morning on his time. So I can't blame him for not waking up early. It's just a complication that we will sort it out. I promise you, we'll sort it out. Because I know that everyone wants to watch Mo and Husam debate about the football. I know that you guys want us to talk about the football more often, transfers and all the stuff and all the leagues and all the stuff. But I don't know what to do, to be honest, about this. It's something that we need to work on, and I promise. And you guys are not encouraging us. None of you have turned on the notification bell. Are you? Type 1 and don't lie in the chat if you have the notification bell for MHF on. Type 1. If you have the notification bell on for MHF, just let me know. Type 1. If otherwise, type 2. And if you haven't and you type 2, go and try to turn on the notification bell. It is very important because we're not consistent. You'll have to turn on the notification bell. AMD, wallahi, honest. Abu the honest guy. Abu is an honest guy. Here you go. He is saying that he hasn't. And he's an honest guy. He hasn't. Allah, honest guy. Where is that, Tyler? Wallahi, you have been watching us all the time and you haven't. Weak league, we see you, Mo. That's not Mo's argument. Have you go on Twitter, go on the Arsenal, go on the Man City, go on the Chelsea content creators to see what I'm talking about, Sean. Everyone is calling it a weak league. Everyone is calling it a weak league. Everyone is weak in this league. That's why Liverpool won the league. We're going to argue about that. But also, there are big news for Liverpool that Isak have given the green light to Liverpool, which is, yeah. But I wanted to discuss something else. What kind of a striker does Husam want if Isak is not there? Because I have an idea. He has a different idea, and I want to hear your ideas as well. Chelsea won a couple of days ago. Is that something that Chelsea now are leading the race for top 5? Are they going to make top 5? We'll talk about that as well for the Chelsea fans that are here. But number one, I want to ask, do you think that was not a penalty, sir? Like, you can't just sit here and say it's a penalty. It's not a penalty. خلاص يعني. There's no 50-50.
I don't think it was a penalty, no.
Okay, so we agree. See, Liverpool.
I saw the replay from the other angle, the one, I don't know if you saw it, but they didn't show it on BN. I found that one online. The angle from behind the goal. The angle, I think Rory posted it on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think Rory posted it on Twitter and then Igal posted it after. Yeah, I don't think it was a penalty. And the thing is, like, VAR checks it and then they still give it. If that's not clear and obvious, I don't know what is. So, yeah, I don't think it was a penalty, to be honest with you. So, that's the thing. But overall, once again, penalties aside, Arsenal's performance is dog shit. Like last season, we were robbed by VAR even more than Arsenal have done this season. Like we were actually legitimately robbed and received a PGML apology every week. But still, our performances was Nunes missing chances, Diaz missing chances. You want to know what I have a problem with Arsenal? I want to ask you this question. Did you ever feel at any point in time that Arsenal were going to score the second? Bjad.
No, I thought they
In
were.
the second half, did Mo ever go like, oh wow, what it like? Other than the
No,
Martinelli shot, that's it.
I was kind of on my phone, to be honest. This game was boring. Arsenal didn't want to win and they didn't care about it. And no one cares about it. Arsenal fans. And by the way, nobody should be upset, by the way. No one should be upset about this. It doesn't matter. Wallahi, I promise you, it doesn't matter. And this game is not an indication for the Real Madrid game at all. People, this is how we're going to play against Real Madrid. No, this is not how you're going to fucking play against Real Madrid. This is not how you're going to play against Real Madrid. So have some shame. Have some shame. Like, this is not how you're going to play against Real Madrid. But there are a couple of things that I wanted to discuss, and I'm going to discuss it with you. I actually think that Miles Lewis Kelly positioning defensively needs to be questioned a little bit. He's not a defender. He's not the greatest guy defensively, to be honest with you.
Miles Lewis Kelly will suffer from what Trent suffered from, which is you can tell MLS is a talent. You could tell he knows, like, he's a smart player and everything. However, because his whole life he's been playing in midfield, defending in midfield versus defending as a fullback is two different types of defending.
Yeah.
And you know this as someone who plays football. When you're defending in midfield, you're defending in spaces, you're defending like vertically, laterally, etc. On the wings, it's a completely different type of defending. It's almost a defending where you have to always make a decision. And the thing is, every team, 90% of the team have their best players out there on the wing. Most of the team.
Yes, yeah.
Like, you know, maybe barring Man City with Rodri, you'd say Salah, Saka, Palmer, you know, even with Spurs, Son, like they always occupy that type of space. So with Lewis Kelly, he's going to suffer with what Trent suffered from, because they both were in the academy, you get me, as midfielders. So defending in the midfield areas is completely different to defending like on the wing areas. And that's the thing. And I think he's going to have to learn quick, because as much as it's not a penalty, and I agree it's not a penalty, I do think he needs to do defensively better in terms of positioning, in terms of not falling for the wingers' tricks, in terms of, like, you know, not allowing wingers to get past him easily. I think even the game that, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Let me just double check this quickly. The game that Liverpool drew 2-2 with Arsenal, I know that Kivior was subbed on, and I think he was subbed on, right?
Yeah. This was the mistake.
Yeah, he was. Even the goal that we scored, like, kind of gave Salah a bit of space to operate on his side, and then Nunes plays the pass to Salah, and Salah scores. So, like,
Can I ask a question?
I think he needs to, but here's, I want to make something clear. MLS will continue to make mistakes like this, even next season and the year after and the year after, because for 18 years you've been trained to be a midfielder, so you're gonna make mistakes.
Can I Staffy sent me a message and saying Lewis Kelly making this mistake, but no one is criticizing it as much as they criticized Linioro for mistakes like this. My justification for him, my response was, yeah, but you have to look at the price difference.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Linioro? Say that again.
He said that Linioro, if he makes that mistake, a mistake like this, falling asleep like this, right? He gets criticized heavily. But Lewis Kelly is not criticized as much. And my response was, but there is a massive difference in the price. He's an academy player. It's his first season.
Linioro is never going to
Let me finish his response. Very important, because he responded with something very logical. He said, but that's not how you look at it. The way you look at players is that Lewis Kelly now is valued as 50-60 million pounds. As 50-60 pound player, a 50-60 pound player, right? Yeah, send Staffy the link. Tell him that I want to discuss this with him on the channel. Linioro, right? There are things that go against Linioro, but won't go against Miles Lewis Kelly. For example, Linioro has had a full season in a top flight already. This is Lewis Kelly's first season ever. Number two, yes, Staffy's point is that, but you hold them at the same standards now, because actually Lewis Kelly now is having the same market value as Linioro. So both of them now are equal. But also you bought Linioro as a big talent, so he has to not make these mistakes. Otherwise, you could have spent that much money on someone else. Right? You get my point here. But because both of them are young, we need to judge them as with the same stake, or because the same age, basically, or not? You think or not?
I'm gonna be very fair and objective here. Like, I understand where stuff is coming from, but you can never ever judge a academy product the same way you judge a signing. Even at your own football club, name an academy product currently at Inter.
No one.
Damn, your academy must be shit. Anyway, Trent, as an example,
You didn't know this? The only academy player we have is DiMarco, and he was developed. So he was loaned. Like,
yeah,
he's
didn't he
not.
go to
He
Lazio? I
played for
swear.
Verona. Like, he's not. We don't put academy players like this. We have like Carboni and shit like this, but we don't play them.
Okay,
Internationally, you know that all our life. You watch football. You know, Inter are not known for academy players at all. Like, you know.
Yeah, I know. What I
is
think
why we're
Materazzi is an academy player.
No, he was brought from somewhere else.
No, Materazzi was at your academy.
No,
How about Perlo?
he never. He played for that summer. We let him go.
Yeah, but he came from your academy.
Yeah, but we don't have players that played for our club that are academy players.
Okay.
No, I'm correct. You know, Materazzi was brought from Perugia. Like, he was never an academy. Yeah, he's not an academy player at all. He was brought he was brought when he was already like 18 or 19, something like this, or even more.
اتصل على ستافي على جنب عبين ما انا احكي. Anyway, خليه يجي يقول لنا رأيه. The thing is with this whole thing, look, academy players in general and signings will always be judged differently in every aspect, like, of everything. You know, like, I'm looking at all academy products, and they always are given a bit of leeway, you know, specifically given the fact that, and this might be unfair on Lenny Yoro, but it's reality. Lenny Yoro was wanted by Real Madrid. Lenny Yoro was not wanted by Crystal Palace and Tottenham Hotspur. He was wanted at Real Madrid. So and by the way, by Liverpool. So obviously he had this reputation that supersedes him, and he's a very good center back, and he's the next Saliba, and he's this and he's that. I can never judge him with the same stick as Lewis Skelly. I just can't, because Lewis Skelly is a midfielder playing left back. How can I in any way, shape, or form judge them the same? I just can't. But I do think with Lewis Skelly, it's just the same thing as the Trent thing, like defending in midfield versus defending on the wings is just two different animals. And I do think that Miles Lewis Skelly defends in a way that he is like, you could tell he's a midfielder playing in there, because when you're in midfield you could afford to maybe lose out on possession a couple of times like that, but you know, on the wing he's just getting caught out of position a little bit, you know. And I do think he needs to do better, unless Arsenal look at him as a long-term midfielder, then that's a different debate, to be honest with you. But for me, I think he's very good going forward, but defensively he's lacking, to be honest with you. So that's what I honestly think. So yeah, I can't judge them the same way. I just can't. شو قال لك?
Yeah, he's joining. He didn't get the messages at all. He was not on WhatsApp at all. Like, he had his phone.
خلاص ودي له اللينك لانه انت عندك واتساب على البي سي.
You know what? There's someone that said that Kivior should start against Real Madrid because, you know, he won man of the match.
Can I just say something? Kivior revisionism is funny, because wasn't he the starting left back the whole time last season when they went through their crazy run?
Yeah.
I just don't know what happened, but the summer started last year, and I actually brought this up last year as well. The summer started last year, and everyone suddenly acted like Kivior is shit, and it's just weird.
Before we go on, guys, we haven't done content for a while. We have like almost 500 people here. We are in 80 likes. Like, do you guys know how hard is it? Like, we are 500 people here, or 450 people. To get this channel going again, you guys have to help us. So hit that like button. Let's get to at least live 200 likes. You get my point.
Look at her crying in the chat. Look
what would you do if we were not playing?
Nafisa, why don't you ask now Mo for the link, huh? Or do you still want to talk to Mo, Nafisa? Or are you Are you good now? Huh?
Yeah,
Suddenly
she
doesn't wanna
she
talk.
disappeared from YouTube. I don't see her chat. I don't need
Big up,
anything.
big up. My girl Nafisa always supporting me, but you get
But she has
me?
disappeared
She's
from YouTube. She's like, well,
she's sending me
you
khutbah.
know, yeah, oh, Nafisa, والله.
There you are, Nafisa. There you are. You're such a brat.
Yeah. People say long time no see. Wallahi, we should do this more often than any other thing. Wallahi.
Guys, every time I tell Mo let's do it, he's going out at night. I want to do it at night. He wants to do it in the morning.
I go out at night. I'm in Egypt. I have, inshallah, ya akhi, wallahi, everyone in the chat say Ameen. Inshallah, ya Rab, Husam will get married soon and he will know that there are commitments, there is family around, there are things that should be done in life. Inshallah, say
even
Ameen.
when I was engaged, I was doing content at night.
Say Ameen, say Ameen. Say Ameen.
But even when I was engaged, I was doing content.
Say Ameen. Ya Allah, ya Rab, inshallah, تتزوج. Inshallah soon.
Ameen. زوجة صالحة يا رب.
Inshallah, and then you will see exactly. I hope he gets married soon, and then he will understand. Like people say, I don't have kids.
I don't wake up early. يعني with all the خلاص. Creative people stay up at night. I just can't.
Actually, it's the worst thing for your health. You know that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. As long as you
don't agree. Where did you get your medical degree?
As long as your biological clock is the same every day, you should be good.
Allah بالآية said that إن أنت you should sleep at night.
وجعلنا الليل لباسا. Yeah, I know.
Don't ever say that for a reason.
The problem with me is I'm a heavy sleeper, so if I sleep early, I can't wake up for Fajr, so I just stay up to pray.
Yeah. Anyway, some struggle, smokes, is healthy or is already struggling. يا أخي, have some shame and decorum. What happened to engagement, by the way? يا أخي, خلاص, it was just gone.
Okay, sir.
By the way, this Kivior, yes, Kivior is shit. He is bad. He makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But I don't think he should start against Real Madrid.
يا حبيبي خلصنا احنا علامة شيف. بدك تقعد 4 ساعات؟ يلا ادخل على الستريم وخلصني يلا.
Can you? What?
I was sending this to Staffy. المهم.
Can I ask a question?
تفضل.
Timba's fit. White is fit. Partey was rested. Saka's back, being eased to the game. Martinelli is fit again. Odegaard is fit again. Saliba's here. Lewis Kelly is playing. Do Arsenal get excuses? Basically, you know who Arsenal... Why are you banning Red Line Triangle? Why the fuck are you banning Red Line Triangle?
I didn't ban him. I muted him. بس كمل.
No, you banned him. You know you banned him completely from the channel.
No, I did not. I muted him. It shows banned on StreamYard. I just muted him.
What did he say?
Every day. Among Us. He didn't even tell anyone to like the video. And he's already, do you want to play Among Us? Fucking addicted fraud. How about you go stretch Catherine? Anyway, back to the topic.
Do you get an excuse against Real Madrid?
No, there is no excuse.
There is no excuse, sir. You know, I was thinking about this today. Wallahi. I was like, because you have Havertz injured and Jesus injured, Gabriel injured, do you get excuse?
When you say excuses, okay, here's the thing. When you say, do they have excuses? You're already loading the opinion, basically, that Arsenal are going to lose. That's your opinion. So the loading opinion is Arsenal.
Hold on. Arsenal should not beat Real Madrid. By the way, I'm just going to tell you guys something.
Yeah, I agree. They should not be.
I'm going to tell you guys something. If Havertz is fit, if Jesus is fit, if Gabriel is fit, I still would say that Real Madrid are favorites. Do we agree? There are many factors. More experience.
Yeah, if both teams were fit, still Real Madrid are favorites.
Even at the current Real Madrid, with Mbappe, Vinny, with Alaba.
Yes, Real Madrid would be favorites even with everyone fit. 100%.
Exactly. So my question would be, if Arsenal don't lay a glove on Real Madrid, do we give them the excuse that they had injuries? Like, any team can lose. You get my point? I'm gonna give you guys an example. Jamal Musiala is out for Inter. for Inter game. Both games, by the way. Alfonso Davies is out for both games. Upamecano's out for both games. You know, Manuel Neuer is out. You know, the second goalkeeper is out for them, right?
They have that
basically-
21-year-old kid, no?
Yes. Right? Kim Min
Guy
Jae
that Neuer is old enough to be
might,
his dad.
might be out. Kim Min Jae might be out.
Yeah.
So my question is that if Inter lose to Bayern Munich,
Here we go.
we deserve every single bit of criticism that happened. Right? And by the way, there is a difference between. I actually think Inter should win. There is
Where
many
are we
factors.
going with this? ممكن أفهم what's
Because a lot of people now are starting to say we have injuries, right? We have injuries. Arsenal already saying this has been a shit season. Alhamdulillah, Inter are good. We are the good people. There's a difference. We are not an annoying fan base. I'm not an annoying. I'm a very nice person. Everybody loves Footy Judge Mo. Everyone likes Footy Judge Mo. Like people like me, alhamdulillah. I'm a likable person. I banter. People laugh at my banter. I talk sense. I speak sense. Right? So that's why, alhamdulillah, we got the luck in the draw. We got the luck in the Bayern Munich. That is a thing. I'm convinced Mo makes up narrative so he can make a point about it. No, I don't. You guys don't believe that Arsenal fans are already loading the excuses. Right? They're already loading the excuses.
No, I don't think you can just make excuses. Like, I don't think, like, as much as Real Madrid are the favorites, that doesn't mean that you can go to the game with a defeatist mentality and just say, oh, خلاص, it's Real Madrid and we're going to lose. Yani, of course you... And specifically given the fact it's at the Emirates as well.
Ashraf said already, oh, we're 90% out already. We lost this game already. So defeatist.
At least at the Emirates put on a respectable performance. That's all I'm saying. I'm not expecting you to win. Hello,
بس
mate.
الوقت ما كنتش يعجبني في الواتساب بس ماشي. You know, Husam was yelling at me in WhatsApp to June.
Yeah, I know. I
That's-
sent it in front of the audience.
No, like the difference between Mo and Husam inviting me on shows is different. Hey, Mo calls you. Hey, listen, if you're not busy, we're doing this, this, and that. I'd like your input. Just join. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Husam's like, Yalla, I don't have 4 hours on MHF. Yalla, just join. Hurry up. It's like I work for him. But anyway,
Do you know the difference, huh? It started on Straight Facts.
No, what happened?
Sam, once on Straight Facts, called himself a humble, and me and Terry said, "You're the
Oh, yeah,
least
yeah.
humble man. You're the least.
Easy.
You're the
Humble,
least
easy.
humble. You're the least humble man.
I'm very
On
humble,
YouTube,
you
bro.
guys. Come on, man.
You're the least. Listen, I have to vouch for Husam outside of YouTube. Nice guy, very good person, and everything. On YouTube, you're like completely different. Husam, you need to upgrade to get a staff. You need to upgrade to get a Staffy's camera. Look at how crisp the camera is.
والله دافع فيها دم قلبي. والله.
He paid a lot of money for this camera, bro.
فيها دم قلبي. And you know what's the worst part? Wallahi, I bought this camera. I'm not even joking. I bought this camera. I think a week later, I got an
It's a
email
new
from
camera.
Bleacher Report, and they said if you want to upgrade your equipment,
And
submit the survey, and we'll send you stuff. And wallahi, they sent me a camera right after. So I got a free one after I spent money on this.
طب send me the
Mas-
free one. Ali.
send him.
بص شحات على طول.
No.
Send it.
Sell him the one for half price. Make
Hey,
money.
I'm like
Never
FSG. I'm running a self-sustainable model.
I just kept it, bro. Shout out Bleacher Report. But
Which
anyways.
camera did he send you? The same
Ooh, I
one?
don't even know.
Same one.
Somewhere. I don't.
Yeah, but it's not as crisp as this. But anyway,
No,
that's
it's
what
not.
started.
It's
Sam
this
is not a humble. Is not a humble. Oh, yeah, I have this one. 4K.
Yeah, I
4K,
have this Logitech, no?
Yeah, everyone has this Logitech. It's a $200 camera, but it's not worth the money.
Yeah, this one, the one that I bought.
You spend 100 more and you get an actual real camera. Actually,
Yeah, which is the one that I did with this one.
yeah, you get
it's
a real
really nice.
camera. But guys, hit that like button. Let's get to 200 likes live. Anyway, Husam is not humble. We passed this on YouTube.
Yeah, علينا خلاص يا أخي. I'm very humble. Stop this narrative.
Wallahi, ya Husam, just embrace it, bro.
يا أخي, there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. You need to establish this.
You're definitely in the arrogant side.
No,
On
I'm
YouTube.
confident, not arrogant. Relax.
It's on the guys in the chat. It's Husam on more of the side of the arrogance and or confidence. You're more on the
Yeah, here,
arrogance
ha,
side, bro.
Jenny. See, she's a mod as well. Offline, Husam is a humble guy. Done.
See, I said that the same. I said that offline, you're a very humble
Offline,
person.
I'm way more offline
So
than I am
Husam is
online.
fake online.
He's
Okay.
No, I'm not.
arrogance online.
I'm just confident.
Okay.
Not
Confident.
arrogant.
Sam literally said on
Explain,
the football. Soraida literally said to us, me and Terry, I'm never wrong. He literally verbatim, bro.
Ya Habibi, we did the
He
Straight
literally-
Fact show. Mo's job is to annoy the shit out of me. And Terry always exaggerates certain takes. So Terry, first of all, no one can beat me in a Skulls debate because I have it already here. I will always win the Skulls debate. And this and second of all, as well, when it comes to this conversation, don't make me unzip my jacket again. Second of all, when it comes to this conversation is, you get me? I don't lose debates on straight facts. I don't.
Yeah,
يعني
he
last
took
time,
so many-
literally sitting
Yeah,
there.
he took so many L's from me that he actually almost crashed out of the stream.
I thought he
got
was
annoyed
cooking.
by
I
this
remember
guy.
I watched that one.
Because he was
He was-
Yeah,
so
Habibi, they
annoyed.
said Saka stole the show because the audience clapped him.
so-
Show
he
him
took-
التخبيص يا أخي.
He
But
took
you don't
the
understand
L.
what stole the show means. Stole the show
Him,
doesn't necessarily
no, he
mean.
came on, the audience clapped, but it doesn't mean he stole the show. Like, I just don't get it, bro, but it is what it is. خلاص.
He's like, I
It is
don't
what it
lose
is.
debates.
Explain your Lenny Yoro Skelly thing.
No, you know
That's-
what's the best, Mo? He's sitting there on his wall. It says Don Husam, and he's like, I'm humble. It literally says on your wall, Don
Done.
Husam, a name that you gave yourself, by the way.
يا حبيبي, what
But-
should I do يعني حسام تي في زي كل أمة لا إله إلا الله خلاص.
I don't
Everyone
mind it.
has
I
a
don't mind
TV.
it.
I like Don Hassan, bro.
I don't mind
It's
it.
nice,
Yeah, I
nice
don't
name.
mind it. Just
Nice name.
Who made you the judge, حبيبي?
it's
Oh,
Tafadhal.
see, I didn't make it. I didn't make it up.
اسمه.
I didn't make it up. You know that.
What?
I didn't make it up. It was proposed and we agreed on it and stuff like this.
Oh.
Wait, isn't that your last name in Arabic?
Mm.
Oh, I thought it was your last name and you just translated because El Odi is a name. Like it's a name.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know. No, but
Well,
I'm
that's
not.
what I assumed this whole time. See, I learned something new today.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
But
go
anyway,
ahead.
the Lenny Oro Skelly thing. Osam disagrees that they
explain it,
shouldn't be
Rafi.
judged on the same stick at all.
What
At
did you
all.
guys say before I joined?
I told him what you said, and he said that they shouldn't be judged on the same stick because
Why?
of Lenny Oro was brought in as a Real Madrid target. He's hyped and everything, and so Lewis Kelly is not in the same. He's an academy player, and my opinion is that it's his first season. Lenny Oro already has experience. He shouldn't be judged on the same stick.
Well, I don't think they should be compared. I think Lineoro is better. The only reason it happened is because it just happened on your channel. I don't think there should be a direct comparison between the two. First of all, one is a left back, one is a center back. And one of them, this was his debut season. One of them debuted last season. This whole thing started, I think it was either.
Yeah, but Lenny Oro was team of the season in
Yeah,
freaking
that's how
Liga.
good he is. That's
So
how good
that's
he
why
is.
when he makes mistakes, he gets cooked. When
No, and I
Marcus
don't
Kelly
mind
makes
that.
mistakes, he doesn't get cooked.
No,
'cause
no,
he's
so I
young.
don't mind that.
He's not
I
team of
think
the season.
No, but I don't mind that. I never had an issue with him. I mean, being called out when you make a mistake. The issue is that we
Also,
tried to
you guys
sit here-
overpaid by triple, bro. You overpaid.
Yeah,
by
Habibi,
triple
listen
of the
to me.
price.
خلينا نخلص. This whole comparison started when you guys tried to say that Lewis Skelly is a better talent than Lenny Yoro. And I
Yeah,
said,
you
well,
don't think so? You don't think so?
I don't think so. No, I don't. Does anyone look at Lewis Skelly and think he's like potentially, or his ceiling is to be the best left back in the league, as an example? Does anyone see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on what?
Based on what we
th-
see, you
3 years
literally
from now,
answered the
it wouldn't-
question based on what we see.
It wouldn't shock me.
No,
3
no, no.
years
But
from
what
now
do you
if
see?
Lewis
That's
Skelly
fine. And
is
now I
the
want to
best.
know what you see. What are the attributes?
I'm going to tell you the physicality at an 18 years old, the dribbling, the brain in passes and positioning offensively. Defensively, he needs to get better. I think if Lenny Oro played for a team like Real Madrid, people would already be talking about him about one of the best left backs in the world. But because he plays for Arsenal and Arsenal are not
Skelly?
winning, Lewis Kelly, yes, like because he's playing for Arsenal and Arsenal are the banter club. You get my point. Like everyone likes, a lot of people don't like to praise Arsenal for anything. He looks like, and the talent I see is someone at a 19 or 18 years old, one of the best left backs out there. I would gladly have him.
I think one of the reasons he's able to cope with this type of football is his physical attributes. That I don't disagree with. But to be fair, physical attributes, that's more genetics. Like depends where you're from. Like most of these light skinned kids that are coming up. I mean, like look at what's his name, Mainu last season. Mainu he was 18 years old and he was in a frame of a man, and that's why he was able to play the football at the level that he did. I just look at his attributes as a footballer. I don't see anything amazing for Lewis. That doesn't mean that I think he's bad. I just don't look at anything and I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing. See, now the chat is saying I'm being racist because I said light skin. There's nothing racist about that. Please grow up, man. Can we grow up here? If you have genetics on your side, then yes, you'll be physically able to play men's football. Like I don't look at that as an attribute. That's not a footballing attribute. Like I look at Lewis Skelly. Defending, he's not amazing. Going forward, he's okay. Is he a prospect like what Trent was? Trent, we all knew he'd be a generational right back because of how good he was on the ball. Reece James, before the injuries, we all knew he'd be very good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't look at Lewis Skelly and I'm like, he's gonna be the best left back in the world one day. I just don't see anything.
Because he played for Arsenal.
No, not because he plays for Arsenal. You know I defend Arsenal a lot.
Okay, here is the thing. If Arsenal are a better team than this, and Arsenal are doing what Liverpool did in that season, when they knocked out Barcelona, when Arsenal did like madness and Lewis Kelly was part of that team, Lewis Kelly would be called a generational talent. But because it's Arsenal and everyone already made up their mind that they're losing to Real Madrid and they already lost the league and all the stuff, that is why Lewis Kelly is not being portrayed as one of the generational talent. As an 18 years old,
don't look at anything. I don't think it's. I don't see anything amazing.
He has a brilliant ball control for left backs. He's very strong for a young left back, and I think his positioning going forward
you're only
is very
saying that
good.
because he plays for Arsenal. Actually, now I'm going to reverse it on you. I think
How?
you're only saying
But
that
I'm
because
watching it. But I'm watching it, and every time I'm watching it, it looks like he is doing something great. He's better than Zinchenko. He's better than a lot of their left backs, in my opinion.
But okay, so you can be better than Zinchenko and not be anything amazing. Like I just think
he's amazing. Like
I think he's Premier League level. If you're asking me that, I do think he's Premier
League.
Is
he? Do you think that Miles Lewis Kelly at 18 years old is a title-winning material player?
No. He already has like 2 red cards under his name in his first season.
So you don't think that he is a title? Do you think Kobe Mainoo is a title-winning material player? You got me and you have had so many discussions about what a title-winning material is. Like we know that McAllister is a title-winning material, Gravenberch already. Like we know this. We know that Szoboszlai, for example,
in their primes. I don't know what Lewis Skelly's prime is going to look like.
Let me tell you, youngsters, for example, there are youngsters. I think Kobe Mainoo is a title-winning material player. I think the thing about the word title-winning material is that I look at this ability and I think you can have someone like this as a pillar in your team and you can win the title. For example, for the team that will win the title this season, Szoboszlai, by the way, Szoboszlai is not old. Szoboszlai is only like 23, Husam, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Szoboszlai is a title-winning material player. He's not. He won the title. Exactly. Like I'm just explaining this not to you. I'm explaining this to the audience that think that, but they haven't won anything. Yeah, but Szoboszlai is about to win the league and he's not a title-winning material player. Basically, Tsimikas is not a title-winning material left back. You need to compensate for Tsimikas to win the league. But Lewis Kelly on his own, I think he's a title-winning material footballer and a left back.
I just don't think he. Okay, but I hear that he could be a part of a team if a team is very good. That's fine.
He can be a pillar, not part. A part is Tsimikas or Szoboszlai.
But that's where I'm going with. I don't look at him and I think he's gonna be top 2 in his position when he hits his prime. I generally don't. And this is not me hating on him. I just don't see anything. Like he's a good player.
I don't know how.
As I said. This one, when I asked you earlier, when I look at his raw attributes to what he can develop on, I don't think he'll ever reach the hype that Trent reached, as an example. Even though people like to cook Trent and say, "Oh, he can't defend," but Trent is generational on the ball. Reece James, especially when they played that wing back system, I thought his position in those 2 years, he was the best player in the world in that position. Obviously, I don't look at anything at Lewis Skelly and I'm like, yo, like Madrid could come in for him tomorrow and try to pay like 50 million for him or like something like that. I just don't see it. Like, I don't know what does he have for me to put him in that comparison. And the reason why we even compared them to Lenny Yoro in the beginning is because Lenny Yoro, in his first season in League On, he was in Team of the Season. And you look at his raw attributes, especially for how skinny he is in the league, and you know his frame is going to build eventually. He's going to gain more experience in reading the game. I look at some of the things that he does, and I'm like, yo, like when he develops some of these attributes, which is his ball playing ability, his tackling is very underrated. I look at that and I'm like, yeah, this is why Madrid wanted to come in for him, and this is why United decided to overpay for him so they can kind of get this talent in early, because it will be too late at some point to try and get him. So try to get him now before he goes to Madrid, and it would be too late. I just don't look at Luis Skelly and I think the same thing. I genuinely don't see it. And this isn't a diss towards him, but I don't think anyone would be lining up tomorrow trying to pay 50 to 60 mil for him like they tried to do with Lenny Yoro. That's all I'm at.
Husam, are you with us or with the comments? Can you do the super chat then? From Jack.
I'm with you both. I'm listening.
Okay, do the super chat then. It's your job now.
Who are you talking
Yeah,
about?
into then you're debating something, and I'm listening, and I'm gonna try.
There is a reason why we added a third person to have a three-way debate.
I'm
Not a two-way debate,
Yeah,
and someone is simping with the comments. Oh, Husam is the most handsome man. Husam is so nice. Oh my god.
Yeah, Habibi, I said this is what
I love
This
the
is what
chat.
I-
They love me. He loves me. The chat loves me. Oh my god. I can't believe myself. They are absolutely love me. I'm so humble.
Yeah, Habibi,
I
this
am
is the
touched.
comment I wrote.
I am,
Relax.
I am
Watch.
touched by your
Watch the
love,
comment.
people.
Where is
I
Will?
am
Comment
touched
Will Z.
by
I'll
your
make you
love.
mod. That's all I wrote. I just wrote, where is Will? Comment, I make you mod. And he commented, and I made a mod. But we need more mods in the chat. And I made Nino mod so they can push the likes. That's it.
I am so touched by your love, people. I'm so touched by your love.
Yeah, Alena.
Oh my god, your love humbles me. Oh my god.
It's a great super chat, by the way.
Like
I
if your
agree.
mom
Thank you,
sees the comment,
Thank you.
if your mom sees the comments that you put up, she'll be embarrassed by you. Wallahi, she'll be embarrassed
No,
by
she
you.
won't be. No, she
She'll be
won't be.
embarrassed by you.
Why did you bring his mom into this?
She'll be embarrassed by you. يا أخي,
I agree with
خلينا.
stuff that don't see generational. Question: do you guys think MLS is a better talent than Bradley? To me, they are the same. Listen, the
I
word
knew this guy
generational.
would be here. What
The
is this,
word-
bro? Ahwa season 1 reunion. What's going on here?
Bro, wallahi.
By the way, guys, Saad just messaged me. He can't make Ahwa tomorrow because Everton drew with Arsenal, so he can't make it.
So that's not so just so he doesn't lie to you guys in the flesh, yeah. Mr. Humble, just so he doesn't lie to you guys. I'm just gonna say this right now. I've actually got an event with my friends and my family, so we're gonna do a whole.
Oh, look at me and
football
Mr. Busy.
thing.
Mashi.
So it's, do you know what I mean? Just life is just life, do you know what I mean? So
Are you growing your hair, by the way?
huh?
Are you growing your hair?
No. We're gonna.
You
cut
should.
it
I
soon,
like
so
it.
don't
You
worry.
should
No,
let it
no,
grow.
no.
Yeah, you should grow your hair. I can.
No. I don't want to, man, because it gets very curly and shit, and it gets out of control. So,
I said a little
No,
bit.
don't grow it that long. Just grow it a bit more, like an inch more.
maybe actually no. If you're talking about just a bit more,
If you do a messy
mind
top
that.
and just
Not
get
my
your
height, like
fade
till
still,
here.
get a messy top and just leave the fade. You'll look good. Because you,
Are
you
we
do
now
have a full head.
discussing how sad looks?
He has good hair, bro.
And I
That's a
go,
compliment.
I make a phone call
But-
and I come back and we're discussing what.
I
Can't compliment him?
I actually came.
Yeah,
on-
can I? Okay, let me respond to the super chat, and
Marcus,
I will say something to what you and Staffy were arguing about, which I was allowing you to speak just to make Will and Nino
Can I
mods.
come in after to speak
Yeah.
about Mazur
Yeah, of course. I want to say this. Look, the word generational talent has been absolutely fucked by modern football fans. خلاص now every person who makes his debut is a generational talent. Habibi, Lewis Kelly is not a generational talent. Okay? Saka's not a generational talent. The generational talent is a big word, yeah. Generational talent is like, something that is special, maybe something that's different, something that we haven't seen before. Even Salah coming out of Egypt is not a generational talent. The generational talent in the last 10 years, in my honest opinion, when they broke out, is Phil Foden and Trent. Those are the two that we have seen in terms of being generational talents. Before that, the generational talent was Wayne Rooney. The generational talent, to give you a prime example, Cesc Fabregas, when he first broke into the invincible side. When you say the word generational talent, you're talking about something special. Lamine Yamal, young Cesc, young Mbappe. Yeah, maybe that's generational, okay? But I'm not going to classify Miles Lewis Kelly as generational talent because it's way too early. Now, I do think Staff is doing too much with his analysis because the reason why I don't think he looks defensively good, and I mentioned this on the stream, is he suffers from the same thing that Trent suffers from, which is your whole life in your academy, you're playing as a midfielder. The whole time, yani, khalas, from day dot, you have been playing as a midfielder. And now all of a sudden, you're being asked to play left back. So that's the thing. That's the problem. So that's the thing where defensively has to sort out. But now it depends on Arteta and Arsenal Football Club. Do you want to continue to play Lewis Skelly left back future-wise, or do you want to play him in midfield? Because his talents probably suit a midfielder a bit more.
He's gonna, as funny as it is, I think we're getting another left back. As funny as it is, we're not done. So I think we're gonna get. I think they're looking to target that Kirkes from Bournemouth.
Who's looking to target Kirkes?
Us for some reason.
Under the rock.
But another left back? Fucking hell.
Yeah, you're not targeting a left back.
We're not
targeting a left back.
You already did yourself injustice here. You're supposed to be advocating for Lewis Skelly.
No.
You come here and you tell me we might send Kirkes.
No, because they do see him as a midfielder going forward. They do want to move him back into that midfield eventually. But in regards to the Miles Lewis Skelly, I don't think he's that bad at defending, in my personal opinion. I think everybody's saying the whole red card thing is a bit. He had one red card. Let's not count the other red card, bro. It was a tactical foul, and it was a stupid decision from a referee. If we're counting that as one of the red cards, like as if he genuinely made a shit challenge, like bro, he didn't. It was a tactical foul.
Dad, I'm sorry. Today's penalty, whether you think it's a penalty or not. There's much better defenders that would have dealt with that one-on-one situation better than that, and that's why I'm not hyping him up to what people want me to hype him up.
What did he? So hold on a minute. If he missed in today's one, let's just objectively look at today's chance, yeah, today's penalty, yeah. As a defender, it bounced. The ball bounced. It bounced the wrong way, and he mistimed the bounce. And he then does the first thing that a good defender should do, which get your body in front of the defender and block him and the ball. Yeah, get your body in between him and the ball to make the attacker. Get your body in between the attacker and the ball, so he can't get to the ball. And then what happens is he drifts into the freaking box, and then what happens is he falls on the leg.
I saw
that. We're not going to talk about the penalty.
I'm not even trying to argue if it's a penalty or not.
It's not a penalty.
I think hold on. I think people are going crazy on the Miles Lewis Skelly thing, yeah. But if you look at Miles Lewis Skelly, he does a lot of things right. His tracking of his defenders is actually good. His actual
who's what?
Reading...
No. Can you go back? Miles Lewis Skelly positioning defensively,
yes,
is not up to the bar. Course.
No, it is because
now you're doing too much. Now you're doing too much.
Can I actually debunk you with your own words, Sad? One second.
Football. He is a midfielder that been put at the fullback.
But you're talking to me like Zinchenko level, bro.
Yes, no one said that. No one said that.
Don't exaggerate.
But that's a bad defender. That's a bad defender. That's what I'm talking about.
No, that's a horrendous defender. Zinchenko's horrendous at defending. What you just said, okay, let me debunk you with your own words. When you were describing a situation today, you said he miscalculated the bounce or the time of the bounce. And then when Mo told you he doesn't read the defensive actions a little bit better, you just said, no, he's good at it. You can't tell me today he misread something. And by the way, mistakes happen. I'm not saying every player should be flawless at everything they do. I don't do that shameless shit. I'm just saying, when I look at some of these things, his reading of the game for someone his age is still very raw, and that's fine. You don't expect an 18-year-old to be amazing at reading everything in the defense. But until I see something like that where I'm like, yo, look how he's reading every pass that's going to be played in behind. Look how he's reading the movement of the attacker before it even happens. Things like that is what makes you stand out as one of the best in their position.
Do you know why?
All I said about him...
Do you know why he stands out, though? Do you know why he stands out? because there's been about 3 occasions, one at Leicester, I think one in the Fulham game as well, where all of a sudden, why is Miles Lewis-Skelly in the place where the ball is going to be when it's a loose ball? Why is he always there to get the block, to get the clear,
Pass.
to clear the ball away from the goal? Why is he always there? Because he is reading the game. Maybe I can understand if you guys are saying, I think he'd be better in the midfield, but to say he's a bad defender, bro, is a bit mad, bro.
Left back. I actually think he's a fantastic left back, but people don't understand that positioning, awareness comes with age, comes with more game time, and I don't think he has enough minutes in him at the current moment.
It's his first season. That's what I said.
He doesn't have enough minutes in him.
Is that
It's the other way around.
He's shown a good foundation to build off of. It's not.
Yes,
like
but the foundation.
My argument.
Can I add malish one point before you come in? One point about this: the foundation he showed is not brain, is not mind. There are players that from the young age show the positioning, show how they can develop again.
Exactly.
But that I'm going to tell you now what signs he has: the physicality, the quickness, right, and the strength on the ball. That is what he's shown. You can build on this, but awareness can be taught. Awareness can be taught. But for you to sit here and tell us that he showed already signs that he's an aware player, no, he's not. The majority of the time I watch him, he's not that aware of the surroundings. But I'm going to give him the excuse of the age. He can learn this by time.
But that was exactly my point, Mo. There are players that show that the experience and the awareness that they have on the pitch is way beyond their age. Like they be reading the game like they're 25.
Me when I was young.
18.
This guy's trying to toot his own horn, bro.
Did I just lag or did Mo just waffle?
You lagged and Mo.
You lagged and Mo waffled.
Because I waffled, you lagged. Your internet didn't agree with me.
Also, someone's calling you out
again.
Brown. He's saying, Staffy, how did Lewis-Skelly make the England squad? Maybe your talent ID isn't what you think it is.
OG Brown needs to use his money more wisely. That's the first advice I'll give you, OG Money. Because I just said in the beginning of my monologue that he is a Premier League player. If you are good enough, in my eyes, to be in the Premier League, I'm not surprised that you got called up for your country. I did not say he's bad. You just look at a player and you're like, he's about to be one of the best players in his position or not. I don't see it with Lewis-Skelly. It doesn't mean that he's bad. If he's top 5 left backs in the league one day, that's fine. It doesn't mean that he's number 1, but top 5 is still very good. The reason we did this comparison with Euro is because I think when you look at Euro, I feel like a lot of people give him shit for how bad United have been, other than that one Sulemana game where he got cooked on the wing, which, to be honest, happens to a lot of center backs if you have to defend that wide. I don't look at him and I'm like, yo, he's been bad this year. A lot of people are doing too much when it comes to Euro.
But when I watch Lenny
Lenny Yoro literally has attributes that can make him one of the best center backs in the league. Whether he gets there or not is beyond me.
I haven't seen what you're talking about, stuff. To be honest, I haven't seen.
You were just talking about reading of the game as an example. Just watch how Lenny Yoro reads the game.
I watch him. Wallahi, I watch him. He's okay.
You don't think he's good?
No. He's a good defender, but he's just okay. You guys don't misunderstand. There is defenders when you watch. I'm gonna give you an example. Saliba's first season at Arsenal, when he came from Ligue 1, you watch that guy from the first season, you think, oh, this guy has something special. For example, Gabriel, vice versa. You watch Gabriel, you think this guy's going to be a bum. He doesn't have it, right? It doesn't mean that he's not going to develop. This is honest. Or being honest.
Yeah, I know. And he developed
he developed to be one of the best defenders, right? You can do that. But I'm watching Lenny Yoro, and I'm like, yeah, you're okay. You're not exceptional. For example, forget the word generational. Maybe I agree with Husam. Generational talent is Pedri, is Trent Alexander-Arnold, for example. You know, when you watch a young player like Jamal Musiala.
Once in a generation. I don't think Lenny Yoro is once in a generation.
But I think he's very good.
I think his ceiling in his position. Let me put it like this, Mo.
Player.
Okay, so let me put it like this. My take is that I think Lenny Yoro in his position, which is in center back, has a much more higher ceiling than Lewis-Skelly in his position, which is left back. That's my whole
one of the wild. It's a wild take. I think it's a.
I don't think it's wild at all.
Wild take.
I think the fact that
It's a
club
very
last
wild
season,
pick, in my
What Staffy
opinion.
just said is not wild, by the way.
I
think
don't
it's
think there's
wild.
anything
For
wild
me,
about it.
It's wild. For me, it's wild.
Why can't Lenny Yoro have a higher
it's
ceiling
not
than
crazy
Lewis
to
Skelly?
say that Lenny
Who
Yoro
was
has a
Lewis
higher-
Skelly
I'm
until
not.
he did?
See the difference. I am not.
Wait, Momo, we're shouting.
Yeah,
Let me say something.
I am.
I'll tell you
I
the
am
reason why I
talking.
agree with Staffy. The reason why I agree with Staffy is if we're talking ceiling strictly, Lenny Yoro was wanted at Madrid at 19 years old. So there's obviously and you know when Real Madrid sign young
Yeah, talk
talents,
about your opinion. Don't tell me Real Madrid. Talk about what you see on the pitch. I hate
يعني
this
شوف كيف
argument from
بعصب
you.
اني ما بحكيش بس
يا
هاجي
حبيبي
wait,
ما
that's
انت
not a bad
you
thing to
speaking
say.
about he was
كل
wanted by
7
Real
ثواني
Madrid.
تقاطعني. Can you go 7
wait,
seconds
Mo,
on
there's
mute?
nothing wrong with what you said.
Can you mute yourself?
What's wrong with
Mute
what you
your
said?
mic.
Now
Mute your
you're
mic 7
awful,
seconds.
bro.
Are we acting like Real Madrid
you go.
can't do any wrong? Are we acting like Real Madrid
No
can't
one
do no
said
wrong?
that.
And
No
they-
one
and
said that.
everything they
Let me
touch is
speak.
gold.
You are so
Come on,
triggered,
man.
Saad. I'll let you respond. The thing is with this ceiling thing, ceiling is very subjective. Ceiling is very subjective. If someone, when Mane and Salah both joined Liverpool at 24-25, said Salah has a higher ceiling than Mane, people go like, are you crazy? But look now, 8-9 years later, obviously Salah has way surpassed Mane. So the thing is with this conversation, I'm looking at what I know and what I've watched, what I've seen so far. Here's the thing. Lenny Yoro was wanted by Real Madrid. Who do Real Madrid sign as youngsters? Valverde, Camavinga, Vinicius, Rodrigo. When they do sign a youngster, they don't sign random guy. Another example, they want Trent. So they obviously, when they sign kids, they know who to look at. So Lenny Yoro's ceiling, we're talking about if Lenny Yoro's career goes in the best possible scenario, he could be the best center back in the world. That's best possible scenario for Lenny Yoro. Lewis Skelly, as of what we've seen so far, because he's originally a midfielder, and with everyone fit, he might not even have the opportunity to start at Arsenal to begin with, because obviously the starting left back would be Timber and the starting right back would be Ben White. So he might not have the chance to start to begin with. I don't think he has as high a ceiling as Lenny Yoro.
Okay. Let me
I
rebuttal
don't
this
think why-
very
I don't
quickly.
understand why you're doing that.
Stop
Mo.
it. Stop
There's
it. Let me
nothing
rebut.
wrong.
I'm gonna tell you why. His argument can be okay if he said, what we saw from Lenny Yoro is this, and based on what we saw. But he used Real Madrid chasing Lenny Yoro as his
Habibi, he
reasoning
didn't watch
why.
Lenny Yoro
Can I
in-
just
in-
finish?
ah.
Can I just hold on? We watched Lenny Yoro this season. We watched Lewis Kelly. If you want to compare both players, this is how you compare them. Based on this is my statement would have been. If I'm Husam, if I'm Staffy, it's what I've, which is what your argument is, Staffy. It's a difference between you and Husam. You said, based on what I've watched this season, his reading of the game, his physicality, blah, blah,
I
blah.
mentioned position.
Can you stop now? Khalas, you made your argument. You're done here. You made your argument. Right, Staffy? Right? You said, based on what I've watched Lewis Kelly, I think he has more. That's what I understood from your argument, Staffy. I think there are more flaws to his game as a left back versus Lenny Yoro as a center back. I have watched Lenny Yoro this season, and I think his attributes, what I have seen with my eyes, because this is Footy Judge Mo, Saad's Football Corner, Staffy TV, and Don Husam on MHF. We're discussing our opinion, not what Real Madrid scouts have seen. Right? Hey, your argument, I will live with it. I can debate it with you. Okay? Husam's argument is because of Real Madrid scouting Lenny Yoro, and based on what I have seen from Lewis Kelly, I think Lenny Yoro has a higher ceiling. Okay, but this is not the same thing. You're judging this guy with a different scale. You get my point here about the
I get
argument.
what you say.
Like he has different scale. He's putting Lenny Yoro on a scale with the scouting, and he's putting Lewis Kelly based on what he sees in the player. What do you see in the player of Lenny? You have had one season or
But
something.
I gave you that, but you
watch
just
Lenny Yoro.
ignore it.
I
I
Habibi
said
never
Lenny
gave him
Yoro could become the best center back on
Yeah,
earth.
Habibi, tell me what we broke down Lewis Kelly and attributes, and we have watched this season with our eyes, right? Versus
Lenny
Yoro
Yoro
I've seen.
defensively as a center back could turn out to become the best center back on earth because he has all the attributes. He has the pace, he has the power, he has the tackling. He could improve his positioning, as an example. He's a bit too aggressive.
Brett Waite have the same attributes as him.
He could
He's
improve his
quicker. Brent Waite is quicker, more strong,
Habibi,
And this is
physically.
why Brentwaite is
more
valued at
expensive.
like 60 mil. So what's the issue?
Yeah,
there?
and
So
Brent
Brent
is
Waite and
24
Lenny
anyway.
Yoro are the same now?
I
And
think
by the
they're
way,
very
you're comparing-
similar.
you're
It's-
saying
So
Brent-
based on your
you're-
argument, Staffy, Brent Waite can be
That's not what I said.
خلينا
Mo.
نحكي.
Mo,
Branthwaite
stop this
anyway.
selective hearing because you're
Branthwaite
infecting
anyway
the
is an
chat.
Branthwaite
and Lenny
anyway
Yoro are
is
not
an
the same.
England international. So Branthwaite is not some average guy.
Yeah,
You
but
being an
Branthwaite cannot be the best defender in the world.
Wait, so hold on. Now we're gonna go into another argument. What is the issue with Branthwaite? Because Branthwaite has a lot of attributes that he could develop on as well. Mo sounds like the same people who made fun of John Stones when he joined City for 50 mil. If you're old enough to remember, and I'm talking to the people in the chat,
Because
obviously, 'cause I don't know your
Branthwaite is
ages.
Old enough is crazy.
Well, not you guys. I mean the
No,
chat,
no,
because I
but
don't know
old
if the
enough
chat
to
here
me
is
is
young
not-
enough or not.
If you're
I'm just
watching
saying,
this,
when John Stone
you're not-
joined Man City, he had so many raw attributes that people called Pep crazy for signing him for 50 mil. And he was actually very bad in his first year. Eventually, he developed into something.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I can
look at the
fucking
raw
send you the
attributes
link.
here, man.
Everyone wants to argue Mo. You can fucking Mo is like the bad sheep here. I can send you the link. You can argue me.
Yeah,
okay?
Mo.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Mo.
There you go.
Yeah, Mo. Lenny Yoro, for
Inter
me,
plays in 15
has
minutes.
the pace, has the defensive reading or the game reading or whatever you want to call it. I think he reads the game well. I mentioned his pace and his tackling. Not to mention that in a back three system, we were able to rely on him to play on the right and on the left. So he's multifunctional when it comes to that. And you know, there's a lot of center backs that can't play on their weak foot. All that mixed with what I think he has very good ball playing ability. He has very good diagonal passes. These things, I look at him alone and I'm like, you know what? You have enough attributes that whatever you choose to develop very good into a very high level, you might end up being one of the best center backs in the league. That is not a bad take. Other than Lewis Scully, so far, you just told me his physicality, which is a genetic gift. You're either genetically gifted to be very physical or not. Other than that, you haven't given me a strong argument to what he can build on to be the best left back in the league or one of the best. If you could present that, I don't mind hearing it. If Sad can present that, I don't mind hearing it. I'm just saying, on my opinion, I don't see any of that. Hello, Tom Little.
Hello,
Sam, let me
everyone.
deal.
What's the
with the
scouts
technology.
doing with a bunch of angry Arabs?
Let me
How did this
deal with the. Let me deal with the technology, Osam. You're not part of the technology. So
Sounds
just
like
let
the
me deal
start
with
of
the
bad
technology.
jokes, that's Staffy.
Let me deal with the technology.
يا
خلاص؟
حبيبي, you
يعني-
interrupted me
Bad
every
jokes.
3 seconds and you're like,
Let
you're
me,
not making
let me deal with the technology. That's not your game.
Yeah.
You're not humble. You're arrogant on the stream. That is your
Can you
game.
put him in the middle? We want him in the middle so he can
Yeah,
be
let
humble.
Tom be in between the Arabs.
I meant Husam, but
Go
Anyway,
ahead.
can I go? Okay. And anyway,
Tom
go
is
ahead,
the
Tom. You wanted the
superstar.
baby? I need
Yeah.
2 minutes to come back. I need 2 minutes. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I mean, I
Well,
just
we can
don't-
finally get some conversation going instead of Mo shouting at us.
I
Go
know,
ahead,
I-
Tom.
Mo does shout a lot, to be honest.
I assume this whole thing is about who's better, Lenny
يا
Yoro
حبيبي هعمل على روحي. I need to go because there's more going on. خلاص.
Habibi Ruh, no
I
one
need
is
to go
holding
to
you
the
back. Why are you
restroom.
yelling
I
at us?
heard him talk. I heard you talk. I'm gonna go to the bathroom يا أخي. 2 minutes.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
No, basically, Lewis Skelly isn't as good as Lenny Yoro because Lewis Skelly's not better up there.
This guy's scouts and I'm a mink. But
Lenny Yoro shows incredible maturity for his age. Lenny Yoro just struggles with the injury side of it, I feel, and he'll struggle with that for a couple more years whilst he gets used to his body. Miles Lewis Skelly is, and the best way I can describe Miles Lewis Skelly is Miles Lewis Skelly gives the referee too many opportunities to punish him. Today, that one on Jack Harrison, it's 50-50 whether it's a foul or not. But Lewis Skelly should be going down the moment he's feeling contact in the back from Jack Harrison because that ref was given everything like that today. But that's the levels of maturity that I'm after. Too many times, Lewis Skelly gives the referee the chance to make the big decision on him. And sometimes it gets given against him. Sometimes it gets given for him. Because, you know, for everyone, like the red card against Wolves, the man should have been sent off against PSV, and he wasn't. Lewis Skelly's immature. It happens with these young players. That's going to happen. But that's why I'm not going to sit there and put it in the position where I'm going, he's of the level of Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro is incredibly mature for his age. He makes the right decisions a lot of the time. I'm seeing him step up in the biggest games, playing at centre-back against some of the top opposition, and I'm not seeing him give the referee the chance to do him in. I'm not seeing him give opponents the chance to beat him constantly. Lewis Skelly is probably physically more ready for the Premier League than Yoro, but because he's not there, he's not 100% up there yet. he's going to be more costly for his team in the immediate short term. And the only way that's going to get undone is by the constant playing of games. And he will get better at that. But right now, because this is an argument about right now, not 5 years' time, right now, Lewis Skelly is leaving himself too many risks with the way that he plays the game. And he's giving referees too many
Bro,
opportunities.
he should have been up against
But
PSV.
that's something. No, hold on, stop me.
Let's hear the other side.
Hold on. Let me just quickly, because
I just said let's Saad rebuttal and you're shouting at me. Go ahead, Saad.
Hey, bro, I have to. Do you know what I mean? We're all
Aggressive, and he's not even
Oh.
listening. Wallahi. Yeah.
Hold on. This is the thing, yeah. That's something I can get behind because I agree with that. I agree that sometimes he does a bit too much, like these dodgy, these risky tackles. I do agree, and that sometimes there's ways where he could stand up. Tom is waffling.
Tom didn't
Anyway,
waffle at all, bro.
You didn't have to read.
I agree. This is something that I can get behind because I do think that sometimes he is a bit immature in that sense, where you see him make like weird tackles or weird like risky tackles, which you can get a red card for that, or it can be dodgy. You can get an unnecessary.
Sad, you were up 3-0 against PSV. He was on a yellow. He made a sliding tackle that somehow he didn't get sent off for, and Arteta hooked him right away. At 3-0, he got hooked off before halftime. That is literally the pure example of immaturity in defending that Tom was talking about. You don't do that. Imagine going down one man at 3-0 up at halftime because you made a rash tackle. And you're saying, and not you're saying, but the chat saying Tom's waffling. He's absolutely not waffling. Everything he said about them, he's spot on.
No, but
it doesn't mean that he's bad. He's not what you're hyping him up to be.
That's one factor that Len Euro might have over Mazrou Skelly.
But that's a very good attribute at 18, Sad. That's what I'm saying. There's things, okay, so game reading, eventually, when you're a good player, you get that with experience. You know why people usually talk about age? Because at 18, you don't know as much as you know at 21. You don't know as much as you know at 25. That's why defenders actually, look at Van Dijk as an example. He primed after what, 27, 28? A lot of people would think that's a very old age. For center backs, you actually become elite. If you have the ability to become elite, you become it around that age, because that's what experience does to you.
Same with Rudiger, by the way.
If you do, Rudiger as an example as well. He was very rash at Chelsea. Remember, with Real Madrid, slowed down a little bit more. When you pick up that at a very young age, that's when people look at you and like, wow, I don't expect you to be that good at that age, but you actually have that. This is why I give an advantage over other players in your age, because you have an attribute that takes years to develop, yet you have it now. These are the things that I quantify a little bit more over just talking about being physically able to play in the Premier League. I think Miles Lewis Skelly actually is more in his I don't want to call it prime frame, because he will eventually become a lot physically better. But he's
Lewis Skelly's more physically ready for the Premier League than Yoro is.
Exactly. Then Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro looks like a twig. You look at him and you're like, yo, he looks like he can get bullied around, but he doesn't. I actually would back Lewis Skelly to perform on a physical level in the Premier League a little bit better than Euro. But that's something eventually that's going to come to Euro when his frame builds up a little bit. He looks like Varane when he joined Madrid. He was a twig. So these are the little things that when I point out, these are the reasons why I think, like, listen, one day this guy's ceiling could be better than this guy, because he already has things that he shouldn't have at this age. And he's so good, and I still think he's going to get physically better. Those two things are enough for me to say, you know what? In his position, I think will be better than Lewis Skelly. It doesn't mean that Lewis Skelly shit.
We can't.
I just don't. I don't have
consideration. So we're not taking into consideration the fact that in the box, the positioning of Miles Lewis Skelly, when let's say for instance there is a wrong tackle, or somebody tries to make a block and then the ball goes a different position, but his position to be there in the right place at the right time. For majority of the time, I understand what you guys are saying. There's some moments where he still does these little things, these little wrong tackles, this and that, but overall, majority of the time, he's always in the right place at the right time to either make a block, to make a clearance, something like that. Like I don't think we can just sit here and say, oh, he has the higher ceiling because
your argument for MLS cannot be that.
Can we see what the chat is saying, right? Jay here, thank you, Jay, for the super chat. I think Miles Lewis Skelly is good, but you guys still haven't answered the question: is he better talent than Conor Bradley? For Arsenal fans, cry about the right question. Bradley has been better than Miles Lewis Skelly in defense and attack.
He's not a better talent than Bradley because Bradley is a natural fullback.
It
And
depends
this
on how
is
you
where
define it.
positioning comes into it. This is the thing I'm trying to explain to Saad. You can't use his worst straight to prop him. The thing that MLS has the worst right now, in my opinion, is his positioning. Because it's not his fault. Trent had the same problem. Because you played in your academy your whole life in midfield, you're going to have to need time to get used to playing as a full back. Because it's positionally almost always lateral. Like you're always left back, right back, always defend like this. Halas, I'm defending in this area or I'm defending
Can
like
I
this.
ask you? Can I ask you a question then? Again, I'm gonna go about a title-winning material fullback. Do you guys think that Conor Bradley is a starting right back for a title-winning material player? Do you think Lewis Kelly is?
No.
No.
No, so people
I think
don't
they both
think
can
that.
be, but I have a different take. I
Both
always,
can
I
be,
always
but
think that
neither is yet.
fullbacks.
I actually think if I'm watching Lewis Kelly now, based on what I'm watching, I
Neither
think
yet, basically.
with a little bit of tweaks, I actually think that Miles Lewis Kelly can be a starting left back. A starting left back.
Look at you with a little bit of tweaks. If I also do a little bit of tweaks for Conor Bradley, he can be a starting winning right back. So
No,
don't
but the
give me
tweak,
this
but
sit on
the
the fence
things.
bullshit.
No,
Guys,
but the things.
respectfully.
No, but
Man City won the
stop,
league
stop,
with
stop. Let me
Fabian
finish.
Delph as their left back.
Yeah, let me. No. There is a difference
Let's
between
not
winning.
hype up.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me just.
طب خليني أرد عليك.
يا حبيبي let me just explain to
Sorry.
Osama what I mean by
كتير
this.
حكيت كتير حكيت.
This
خلاص
Palace
نتكلم حبيبي.
Is this MHF or MMMMMM and then
جد
HF? Because it
خلاص
seems like it's
حبيبي.
more, and everyone else gets 1 minute.
Have you not seen this Brighton Palace game, by the way?
I do all the thumbnails. I do all the setup. He doesn't set up. So more.
يا حبيبي, we have
HF.
guests. Be respectful to the guests. Go ahead,
Like
Steph.
this.
There's been 3 red cards in the
Steffi,
Palace Brighton
did I
game.
answer the question? It's
See, now I'm
MMM.
losing the battle to
MMM.
13.
Can I do the next?
Mateta. Told you he's
اتفضل.
better than Nunes. Go ahead, Steph.
You should be in the
Well,
middle
that's
more.
your-
You should put.
And
this is
also,
your
hold
channel.
on,
Everyone
hold
else
on.
is-
Hold on. It's my channel, Saad. You get covered by the super chats. Go ahead. It's my channel.
Yalla, sit in the middle, but move yourself to the middle.
He's throwing us. So yeah, I'll be thrown out in a second. He wants to be.
No, you are in the middle because you're the only non-Arab guy on the chat.
So we're giving him Arab hospitality.
Am I filling the diversity quota?
Osama
Oh,
is
be
gonna send him
careful, bro.
some.
They might accuse
Osama
you
is
of
gonna send
racism
him.
when you say that.
Osama is gonna send him some mansaf. Saad's gonna send him some couscous. We're gonna send him some Egyptian mash. Yes.
Kushari,
No,
kushari.
Saad's go to.
Kushari.
Saad's from a
Imagine,
different
imagine Tom eating kushari, but
It's
بصلصة حارة.
Not even
His face would be red, bro.
like that, bro. Like,
Wallahi, Tom,
Yeah,
have you ever had
tagine is
kushari in your
his
life? Tom,
Bro,
Tom,
you
have
think
ever
he
had
knows the
Have I
kushari in
ever
your
had
life?
what?
Kushari in your life?
What the fuck's cushery?
Yeah, it's a
I am
famous
Googling.
dish in fucking
Inte,
Liverpool.
you
Why
live
are
in
even asking
Liverpool,
me?
right? You live in Liverpool, right?
Yes.
In the city. Okay, I'm gonna Google kushari in Liverpool and I'm gonna send you the address. You have to go and try
Mo,
it.
I live close to the city in New York, and there's not a single kushari spot. And New York has all the
There
food
is
in
a-
the world.
there is a
You think
very good
in
kushari
Liverpool they'll have it? Come on.
Here you go. Egyptian street food in Liverpool. A very good picture of kushari.
All right,
Put
so
it on
send
your
it to
tab.
him,
Open your tab right now and show us.
and he has to go vlog it. I want to see Tom Little vlog eating kushari.
Tom,
in
you
Liverpool.
have to try Egyptian food in front of us all, or you cannot do this bullshit.
I
that you're
think
doing.
the sauce would be too hot for him.
Yeah, you have to vlog it.
crazy.
Can you
What
open
have
new
you
tab,
logged
Yamo?
into
I
this?
wanna
Ya
see.
Habibi, I am looking at it. I'm not gonna open the new tab now.
Tom would gain like 20 pounds on a kushari diet.
Low-key,
No, I don't
whoever
think you
makes
understand, Tom.
kushari,
It's the
like-
only dish I've ever seen in my life that contains 0 protein.
Yes, the
It's
only
just
protein
pure
from the
carbs.
lentils. That's it.
It's
Came up
rice,
as-
pasta, and lentils.
There is a restaurant called Kimo's at Liverpool. Probably.
Kimus.
Kimo's.
What does the stream turn into?
But I'm about
Where
to
did you-
turn on the enter game.
Where the fuck's this restaurant that you're on about?
Kushari
Plot
Street.
twist, it's 10 minutes away from Tom's house, and it's gonna go right after the stream.
Let me
I'm
actually
on.
Google
Okay.
this. What the fuck?
This
Can you
is
share
the
it on the
silent.
screen mode that people want to see?
Yeah, I am trying the kushari thing. I'm trying to find the actual restaurant. It's not as easy as you think.
Send us the link. We'll help you.
Kushari Street Limited. That is in London. Oh, there you go.
Please
It's-
don't tell me you were looking at Liverpool Street in London and going, "Oh my God, there's a cushery place on Liverpool Street. That's in Liverpool."
Yeah,
Kabish.
just for clarification, Liverpool Street isn't in Liverpool. Just wanted to clarify.
No, I know.
I think I
No,
kinda
I'm
like that.
clarifying that for Mo. I'm clarifying that for you, bro. For Mo,
Honest to
bro.
God.
Excuse my ignorance.
Wait,
Sad.
no, I found one in Liverpool. It's called Zilzal.
All
Oh,
right
no.
then.
Oh,
Here we go.
That's on Smithdown, isn't it? Yeah, walk past
Yeah,
Let me
I've seen
click
it
on
as
it. Zilzal.
Smithdown.
It's Smithdown, yeah. So you know the place. It says kushari on the glass, Tom. It
Yeah,
literally
walk
says
past the
kushari
place.
on the glass, wallahi. Hold on. You think I'm joking?
No, it's not from over
Right,
there.
Wait, share my screen, Mo. I'm gonna put it up.
there's a minor problem though, Staffy. There is a minor problem. If you Google Zelza Liverpool, the restaurant is permanently closed.
It's permanently closed.
Nah, don't worry. They just don't know how to work the website, bro. Don't worry. Just
Mo, look,
go.
it says kushari
Open.
literally right here.
Are you making fun of Egyptians? You absolute fake Moroccan.
There
I
we
can't
go.
speak Arabic.
There we go.
Look, Zilzal.
Listen, man. I speak Daraja. It's good enough, man. I can.
Anyway,
If I
if you
get
go
back
back-
to Morocco, I'm not lost, bro. Do you know what I mean? I can make my way.
Come on,
around.
Tom. This looks like a lit place, man.
No, but Staffy, there's a big problem if Mojo pulls up my one when I've actually searched it up and checked that's on Smithdown Road. There is a problem with it when it's just shut permanently now, apparently.
See,
It's
if
not
you
a-
would have went and gave them business, they wouldn't have shut down.
If I'd have sat there and went, you know what? If in like 2 months' time I know I'm going to be on a stream with four Arabs who are going to recommend me Egyptian food, I should go there in advance to make sure that I know what kusari is.
Just give them business.
Honest to
Yeah,
God.
support Mo Salah by supporting Egyptian food. You know what? They deserve to shut down. I just look at
Wallah,
their glass.
Muhammad Salah should
It
open
says
a-
mummy wrap. Mummy wrap. No,
Muhammad
fuck
Salah
'em.
should
Good,
open,
good thing they went out of business.
Muhammad Salah should open a restaurant.
Guys, before we move on with this debate, there's something I want to bring up.
Can we do the super chats first?
ما بديش
خليه
أعمل
يعمل
السوبر
سوبر
شات.
تشات عشان ما يشخطش فينا.
إذا انت دقيقة انت يا اخي شو هذا خلص اسكت جد اسكت اعطينا دقيقتين صمت.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, don't worry, Saad don't get it anyway. So, Staffy, we're gonna have to call you out. Someone
Oh,
sent me
no.
this tweet. I'm convinced that Ollie's second place team would have given this Liverpool team a title race, unlike
Oh my
Arsenal.
god.
Now, before me, Saad, and Tom jump on him, I need you to clarify this.
Oh, I'm not going to jump on him. I'm not going to jump on him. I somewhat agree.
Oh.
Wallahi, this is why Tom Little is one of my favorite YouTubers, bro. Wallahi. The guy just spits. Every time we're talking about football, he spits.
If you look at that team that finished second with Ollie, that team was made for the Premier League nowadays because the Premier League now is just transition.
The transition we played that season, Tom. Oh my god.
It's
We'd
just
cook
the
it.
it's
In
just the
this year, we'd
transition
cook
game
this
now.
season.
If you've got the Rashford that he had then with Bruno, Pogba, Martial that wasn't fat and old and shit, you know, well, Martial that still actually cared a little bit. That was a team that was set up to play football in this modern day. Fucking hell, Nottingham Forest play a version of that football and are third. You'd have a better version of that under Ollie at United, with fans in the ground. I'm factoring all aspects. United under Ollie was bouncing, especially when the football was good, like it would have been then. If they have fans in the ground that season, that's an extra 10 to 12 points. That United team,
Tom, that
under
team
Ollie-
that season lost as many games as City. We lost the league because we drew more games. And that City side,
team
no
is-
disrespect, that City side was stronger than your side this year. So the champion of that year, I think it's better. No disrespect. I think you guys deserve to win the league. Don't get me wrong, but I think this is one of your lesser sides when I look at your previous years. So you're still a very good side, but I look at the quality of what you wore over the last few years. I think this one is a little bit better. Shout out in the chat, someone saying Mum's Fatir, best spot in Queens. You could always go there. But I look at the quality of the league that season. Not sad, you don't know about Mum's Fatir, wallahi, bro. It changed your life. If you ever come to the US, that's the first place I'm taking you.
Nice.
You look at the quality of the league that season. I think it's better than this season. I look at, and this is not really outrageous to think. I think people need to get off their high horse a little bit when they think about Arsenal this season. That second place United team, I think if it goes head to head with if it goes head to head with Arsenal today, I back this United team to win. I think that midfield was better. I think that front line was 100%. You had Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford all firing in the same season, which is something that we didn't have.
And
You had Pogba
you
progressing
had
to goal to
Cavani
Bruno.
off the bench as well. You can't forget you had Cavani.
We had Cavani
He
off
was
the
there
bench.
to bail you out if you needed it.
Our DM was a little bit shaky because we had McFred and Matic. That was probably our weakness, and you can argue our back line.
But you know
But
that,
other
that,
than
midfield,
that-
that midfield in this game nowadays would have worked a lot better because it would win physical battles. It was just shit on the ball.
Bro, we had McTominay, as bad as he was coming off the bench, scoring double-digit goals in the league. That same team.
I-
So
was
are we
walking
saying
past-
that
I
that
don't
team is
think
better
it's
than
an outlandish
than
statement.
Arsenal team this season?
Yeah, 100%. I have no doubt about it.
I wouldn't say it's better, but I'd say it's more suited to
Saad,
the
Saad,
title
that
race.
we invited you
I
to the
don't mind
stream,
being
Saad.
argued. I just think that's my
Yeah.
opinion.
There's no banter here. We're inviting you to talk.
Luke
not
Shaw
debate.
was
I'm being
Luke Shaw had
serious.
only 2 good seasons in United. That was one of them. He had one under Ten Hag and one under Oli. That was his best season, Luke Shaw. So we had arguably one of the best left backs in the league at that time. Our centre back partnership, yes, it wasn't the best. And the DM, those are the 3 positions that were I was kind of doubtful. You had De Gea that was still performing well. You had Erwin Bissaka, who I didn't really rely on that much, but he was defensively very good. Your midfield and going forward, and especially what you're bringing off the bench, as Tom said, we were bringing Cavani off the bench, who should have been starting in certain games. And when he wasn't starting, you had Martial. I think that season scored 16 goals, and you had Greenwood at 18, who I believe had 10 goals that season. That was one of the last times that United had 4 players that scored double-digit goals. We haven't been that good
you'd
since.
also had Amad Diallo that season.
Yeah, but I think we loaned him after. Like it was baby Amad Diallo. I didn't really count him. He had like
But
one goal against Milan.
he would have worked better in this modern sort of.
Yeah, but like
league.
today's Ahmad in that team, yeah, that's different. But I can't really talk about him because it was his first season and he was actually he was a baby still. But
I don't think you're a million miles away with your point. I think there's testament to the way that Ollie played suits the modern day Premier League a little bit more than it did then. The players, if you factor in the fact that if I was to just grab that team from them, put it now, I think they get more points than they did that year. I think they got 74 points. And everyone
listen, the
probably said
chat's saying 74 points. 74 points in second. And I said it was mainly draws. This Arsenal team is 3 defeats away from having the identical record.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
Arsenal need 12 points from the last 7 games and match 74. They've got to play Liverpool.
So you need to make sure you don't drop 9 points in the last few games.
Injuries as we have this season. I just want to clarify that. Or
what injuries are we?
But that's also a point.
No, but hold on, because I think we have to have let's have an objective argument here and actually speak about this and say, like, did they have injury? What was their injury history in that season? Like, because I can just take, for instance, your comment right there. I can also say, if I get the team from last season for Arsenal, that team from Arsenal for last season, if I get that team and I put them onto this pitch, I think they give Liverpool a better race. Like,
yes, you can say that, and you would be right if you said that. I wouldn't argue if you said that.
So no,
but that's the point of the debate we're having, Sad.
Like, you have to take into consideration that we have had a lot of injuries. Listen,
you played better football last year.
In regards to the Arteta thing, we're not going to speak about the whole Arteta in, Arteta out. Yeah, we all understand my process on that point. But in regards to the injuries, we can't just hide away from the injuries and act like that isn't a determining factor for the reason.
Yes, but that's not. You're not hiding it. Yeah, you're not hiding
this
it.
Same Arsenal side without any injuries. This same Arsenal side without any injuries got 89 points and 87 points. Fully fit.
Than he got, bro.
This Arsenal team played better football last season.
No,
it's
the consistency though.
But fully fit Arsenal is way clear.
I said it before you guys got injured, so you gotta respect my consistency.
We played good football and we still got over the line because we got
this Arsenal side this season in the beginning of the season before the injuries wasn't better than your side last season. If you can create a fictional world where you would put the best version of last season against the best version of this season, last season you would win. You played better football
that's not even a debate.
But that's what I'm trying to say, Mo.
Yeah,
like these are why you can have debates. Who was the best champion? The champion of this year, the champion of that year. I'm making a comparison between the second place of Oli that a lot of people thought was never in a title race, and I'm talking about this Arsenal team because I don't think they were ever in a title race. And I'm saying that team played better football and would have beat this team. And I thought that it wasn't a race, but they gave it more of a
Liverpool. Would you say that the Liverpool team also is better over the teams that they even lost the league on 97 points and 92 points?
No, that was one of my points. I think this is one of the lower
97 and the 92 team.
This team is worse than the 97 points. 92 points, it's...
Doesn't that mean that overall the league is weaker? Then doesn't that mean
exactly? But that's what I'm trying to say.
Doesn't that mean that the league is weaker though? Based on his argument, based on Tom's argument, not my argument. He said that even that Liverpool team that lost the league.
If anything, it proves the league stronger. Because if a team's getting 97 points, that means they can beat every team in the league pretty comfortably. The fact that they're not getting 97 points means that the majority of the teams that you're able to beat are giving teams closer games. The fact that the Premier
So
League points
competitively,
total is lower, it's
Wait,
more
wait,
competitive.
hold on, stop. I get what Tom is saying. Competitively, this league is much stronger and much more competitive. It's much harder for Liverpool to win the games this season than that season. So I get that point. And that point cannot be debated, by the way, because the amount of games
Do you
Liverpool
think it's easier
won-
for Liverpool now to win games than the one that got 97 points?
harder,
No,
of
more
course.
difficult now.
More difficult, harder,
Okay.
way harder.
Yeah,
Which
but
proves
okay,
that the
so,
league-
so is that
which
because
proves, Habibi, which proves that maybe the quality of Liverpool's left winger went down
Can I
from
give you
Mane
an
to
example
Gakpo.
just
Hold
from-
on, let me
let me-
finish that point,
but-
Staffy. Let me finish that
Mo,
point.
you can be
But-
competitive.
but
Sorry, before you
Habibi-
continue, if Hamdi, before you continue,
Oh my
you
God,
can be
Valencia
competitive
scored the 92nd
because
minute
most
winner.
of you guys are equally not as good versus there could be competitiveness because everyone is so good. So as an example, the 97 season, what was it? City got 98, so they lost by 1
Yeah,
point.
and Liverpool got
It was
97.
competitive in terms of there was 2 elite teams and there were miles ahead of
But
everyone
the
else.
rest of the
That is
league was
different
shit. But
competitiveness.
the rest of the league was shit. Because
Staffy,
every
Staffy,
game-
give me
The teams are shit
Let me
this
let me
season.
just
but the
mention a
rest of the
YouTube
league was
example.
shit.
Let me just mention a YouTube example, even content-wise. When Liverpool and City won, life just moved on. But anytime Liverpool or City dropped points and even drew a game, it was like the world was over. It was that's the thing. But now here, I tell you
Oh
this
my
right
God.
now. Bournemouth away, yeah, I just said Valencia scored the equalizer, scored the winner.
With the winner with a minute left
yeah,
on the
Hugo
clock.
Duro. Anyway,
Oh, is Mamad Ashwili man of the match? Get in there.
anyway, here's the thing.
Yeah, but Real Madrid are invincible. They're gonna smash Arsenal.
Escut.
Because
Yeah, Habibi, you know the
Valencia,
Bandulu is going to
because-
come out in the
because-
Champions
Now-
League.
because,
now here's
because
the- here's-
Valencia
here's-
is stronger
here's-
than Arsenal, sad.
يا زلمه علينا.
This
guys,
Valencia
welcome to
team
the
has like
Mo
6
show.
wins all
Like
season.
Inshallah,
Anyway,
in Valencia, bro. Just turn it on, bro. Or in
Big up
Valencia,
to the-
bro. Come
big
on,
up
and
to
Real Sociedad.
Anyway, I've been watching this game. Mama really watch.
You know
Back
that
to
why
the-
they didn't win? Because that Moroccan fraud Brahim Diaz is playing.
Bro,
But anyways,
shut your
I
mouth, bro. Arda Güler is trash. That's the reason why. Anyway,
Arda Güler is clear.
عمي ينال أبو
he's
أمه.
not. He's not. bro.
I
Anyway,
hope TK hears this.
here's the thing. Now,
He can
Bournemouth. I'm gonna be objective. Bournemouth, Forest, Brighton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, and I don't want to say any more clubs and like overdo it, but I would say 6 of these quote unquote mid-table clubs now, to beat them home and away, it's a whole fight. But I never felt that in 18-19 or 19-20. Like I never did. And I'm looking at this current league right here, right now. The quality of the sides is so much better. I think the perfect example is looking at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves currently are 17th. Liverpool are the best team in the league. Cunha, Ait Nouri, and probably a Joao Gomez could easily start for Liverpool.
I mean, I've pulled up the 18-19 league table, Husam. Which team was better? This year's Wolves or 18-19 Brighton, whose top scorer was Glenn Murray?
That was
This
before
team- this
even
team.
Potter.
So
This team.
Wolves. So 16th. This year it's Tottenham. That year it was Southampton, whose top scorer was either Nathan Redmond or Shane Long. Which
Yeah,
team's
that
better?
was-
15th, Burnley or West Ham? Which team's better? West Ham. 14th, Bournemouth or Everton? I
Hey,
think that
you're
was
gonna
like the
dismiss
Josh King
Sean
year.
Dyche football like that. Come
That's
on.
a little bit of a, potentially. 13th, Newcastle under Benitez or Man United. You'd go United. 12th, Palace under Hodgson or Brentford. You'd go Brentford. 11th, Watford under 4 different managers probably, or Crystal Palace. Who would you go for? You go Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but Tom, I don't need to look at the bottom like that. Like I could easily tell you that this season I didn't see a title race. How can a year with no title race be considered competitive? Like the
Can I
definition
tell
of
you why? Can I
competitiveness
tell you why?
is having at least 2 people
Can I-
go at it.
Let me tell you why, Stuffy. Let me tell you why. The only
Top
reason
four
why
races.
people all of a sudden came out of their nest and decided to start saying that this is not a competitive league is because Chelsea, Man United are somehow and Tottenham have taken a shit and decided to just do a
And
madness.
City as well.
Yeah.
No,
The
you know
only-
why I said that.
And
You know
City,
why I
and
said that,
City.
Sad.
The only reason why, because if you look at the amount of clubs now that have actually started to use their money and actually have teams out of the top 10, you can go through every single team and at least get 2 to 3 players that can go for over 50 million. at least 2 to 3 from every single club.
Yeah, that's
Or you
not
could say
inflation. I don't
they
care
were-
Can I
about
ask
that.
you something?
The reason
Can I
I
ask you
said
something,
that-
stuff?
Star
Can I ask you a
power now.
question, stuff?
خلينا
Because
برد
actually-
عليه.
Power these
But I
خلينا
need
أرد
to
عليه.
ask you a question because you can answer this while you answer the Sad's question.
Okay.
Do you believe if the mid-table teams, the Fulhams, the Brentfords, the Brightons, are this strong now, played in that season, the 1920 season or the 2021, Liverpool and Man City would have had 98 and 97 points?
No, we would have
That
got
is the
more
I'm not
points.
gonna lie. I'm not hyper focused on that season. I'm talking about the quality of the last few years versus this year. Anyway, Sad is saying the reason people are saying this is because Spurs, United, and Chelsea haven't been good. That was never the argument that I brought. Actually, my argument actually was never built on United and Spurs. United and Spurs not being a top 6 team this season contributes to it. But my main reason was when I look at Chelsea, an example, and they won about 7 games or 6 or 7 games in the league without a win, and no one came near to taking 3rd place for the 4th place from them. I look at that and I was like, all right, something is wrong here. I look at City. They went through one of the worst runs I've ever seen from them. They went 1 win in 13 earlier in the season. Obviously, no comps. And they're still comfortably going to get at least get 5th. I'm assuming you're watching Inter.
Inter Milan.
I'm looking at the competition around them, the competition that counts more. The fact that Sad can go play football for 3 months without his best player in Saka and not have a striker, and he's putting Marino up front, and he's finishing 2nd, it shows me how low the quality of the league is.
No, it's not.
This
That
guy's
doesn't-
about to get 2nd
that
with no
doesn't.
striker.
That doesn't show you how low. That doesn't show you how low quality the league
course
is.
it
Tom
does.
needs to weigh
That
in
shows, you,
this.
that shows you how good of a
A
manager
very good
Mikel
argument.
Arteta
Very
actually
good
is,
argument.
and it shows you how good.
What
our
about-
manager
People
okay,
don't
okay,
check
hold
this
on,
is
hold on.
finishing 2nd, and you
play
want me to
devil's-
respect this
to play,
league.
to play devil's advocate, what about Saad? What about Chelsea winning only 3 games and Man City winning only 2 and 12, and still they are in the top in the Champions League side?
2 and 12 and 3 and God knows how long. I can't even remember.
So forget Arteta being
Yeah,
second.
the
What
way people
about
talk
Chelsea?
about Chelsea this season, the way that everyone shits on Chelsea, you would believe that Chelsea is sitting 8th. Chelsea have been in top 4 for like, I don't know, 90% of the season. And the way we talk about them being so shit and not being able to score goals, and we make fun of Sancho for not having a G&A, we make fun of Nico Jackson for being shit in front of goal. Don comes out every week and talks about how we need to sign a natural striker. They have an absolute clown in Sanchez sitting in goal, and he's about to get Champions League football. And you want me to respect this league? I can't respect this league. It doesn't mean that Liverpool didn't do their job. People keep thinking that I'm just shitting on Liverpool saying that they won a weak league. I think they won a weaker league compared to the years before. It doesn't mean that Liverpool wasn't the only team that did their job. Like in a realistic world where teams are better, this Liverpool team would win the league without just 1 defeat. How is this Liverpool team finishing the season with 1 defeat? They are not as good as
there
that
is a
one team
reason
that
for
finished
it.
with 97 points.
But,
1
okay,
defeat,
there is
that's the same as that season. And that team
okay,
was
there is a,
smoked.
but there is a before Tom goes. But there is a reason for this, Mustafi. Because they're gonna play now. They're gonna have Mohamed Salah, who's gonna have the best ever Premier League season of a football player.
And
ever.
that proves my point even more, Mo.
Ever.
He had to have a freak season in terms of G&A. What does Tom tell us every week? He tells us how his co-attackers in Nunes, I think it was Nunes, Jota, and Diaz, had 3 goal contributions in 40-something games. That is a team that walked the league. You walked the league while having 3 liabilities in attack, and 1 person chipped in with all the GA. That is why I'm saying this Liverpool team deserves to win the league. I'm shaming the teams around them for allowing Liverpool to walk the league. If Liverpool won it by like 5-6 points, I'd be like, you know what, there was competition. This Liverpool team shouldn't be. I think they're about to be 14 points ahead if they win.
Yeah, because they have Mohamed Salah.
ماشي يا
Yeah,
حبيبي
they
ما
have
هو that
Mohamed
proves my point
Salah.
as well. It took a freakish year from Mohamed Salah to chip in with what? Is it 65% of the G&A? So he carried his attackers who are not good, and he didn't just carry them to league, he carried them to walk the league. Tom, you thought you would win the league since what? December? January?
Fair point, though.
Come on, I can't
You got a
respect
fair
this
point.
season.
You got a fair
Start of
point, though.
December-ish. But my
If you
point
have
is,
1 player carrying your team, carrying the rest, and you guys think that the rest of the team is not the rest of the attack.
You're seeing my point now. He like they think there's so many liabilities in this team, yet they walked the league. Focus on this word: walked the league. Didn't win the league, walked the league.
Yeah,
This
but by
Liverpool
game
team
week,
should have
by
never
game
walked
week,
the league.
by
They walked
game
it
week
because the competition
27,
allowed it.
You know
by
the
game
point
week
is so fluffy.
27th, we know that they won the league already.
we are on the best way I can put it. We're on the same pace that we were the year that we got 97 points and lost out to City. Like
That's
if we
because of
were-
Mohamed Salah, not because the team is strong.
Mohamed Salah is the reason we scored a lot of goals.
Thank you.
But this team has been very good defensively, which was the
Arsenal
case in
still
the last
better
couple of years.
defenders than you.
Don't disagree, but the gap is a lot closer. My point is, this team, yes, it might have benefited from a weak league, but I don't want that to take away from. I'm not saying Staffy's doing that, but I don't want that to take away from the level of achievement that we've done. I think Liverpool so far, we are 26 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
Like
Since the first game.
In a row. That's like the 8th best run in Premier League history, and we've
Yeah.
made no signings. We're just using the same team. The manager's made no signings. The manager just influenced the system. We're on pace to match 97 points, which is the second best league season this football club has ever had. We are on pace to match that. With a new manager getting 0 signings. I understand that Arsenal have had injuries. I understand that Man City haven't performed. I understand that Chelsea haven't performed. But Liverpool have still done the job to the point where their points total would win leagues in pretty much every other year, potentially.
I think that actually proves my point even more, Tom. Because I'll tell you what, we have to keep a fair balance between the statistics and the facts.
I think the ceiling of quality in this league, the ceiling of quality outside Liverpool in this league is lower than in other years, but the floor of quality in the league is higher. I think the average quality in the Premier League is higher than any other year, but the level of quality from teams around us and teams that should be competing with Liverpool at the very top, that's lower. So the gap isn't as wide, which is why what you're seeing now is from 4th to like 12th. All have a reasonable shot at getting fucking Champions League football because the ceiling is lower, but the floor is higher. In 18-19, do you know the gap between second? I'll find it out. The gap between second and third in 18-19.
Oh, it was just astronomical. I remember. I think there was a huge gap.
It was 25 points between Liverpool and Chelsea that year. 25.
See, this is why I'm looking at competition different. There's differences in competitiveness. Are you competitive because two teams are elite? No debate whatsoever that Liverpool team and City team were probably some of them. Even though you didn't win the league, it was still one of the best sides I've ever seen in the Premier League. I didn't need to see a trophy at the end of the season for me to know that they are better than a lot of league winners, and they didn't win the league that year. But that's what I'm saying: a competitiveness up top in the league. Or do you want competitiveness in how moody the rest are? I think there's more competition in the middle this season than up top.
Okay.
No, I think they are way stronger. I think they're way stronger than the last season. The likes of Aston Villa, Brighton, Fulham, these guys, Bournemouth, way stronger than the mid-table that we have. Way stronger to the point that I actually think the reality of Liverpool, Staffy, Liverpool should not be on course to 97 points. The reality of Liverpool's team, Liverpool should be much closer to them because I don't watch Liverpool and I don't see the 19-20 season, the 2021 season, or the season before. I watch Liverpool and I say, they won against Brentford by 2 goals from Nunes in the 90-plus minutes. They won against other teams in the last minute. They won against Wolves because they held to the last minute. You get my point. Like, the reality is this league is way more competitive because the mid-table are very strong, but because Mohamed Salah is having a fantastic season, Liverpool edged about like 18 points because he's that good. There's 18 points here. The Liverpool edged it, or maybe less, because Mohamed Salah is having a good season. He's having a great season.
Let me ask you this, Staffy. So, our team that won the league in 1920 won the league by 18 points. Do you think that team was better than the team from the year before?
No, I think that year wasn't that the year City dropped off. I don't remember why, but they dropped off, and you guys.
Laporte got injured, and they didn't really have centre back, so Fernandinho was playing up centre back. So, but do you think that team that got 99 points produced the second longest unbeaten run in Premier League history? Had the longest winning run had the 2 longest.
I think that team was better than this one. Yeah.
Season. No, do you think that team was better than the team from the year before?
I can't remember the team from the year before. I'll be honest. I'd be lying to you if I tell you I remember.
It was pretty much the same team, but one got to a Champions League final and won it, but lost out in the league. The other one was much better in the league, but went out to Atleti in the Champions League. Which league season do you think was better, 18-19 or 19-20, in terms of quality?
I wouldn't say the one you won, because the one you won, you said there was a gap between you, 18 points between you and second.
Mm-hmm. But
it's very similar to this year.
But I established that in the season before that, the gap between first and second and third was 25 points.
Yeah, but
So
at least there was
instead-
two
instead of it just
competitive
being-
teams.
Instead of it just being one team at the top, it was two teams, but the gap was much bigger. If you're after excitement, then yes, the 1920, the 18-19 season, wow, brilliant. There was two teams battling away at the highest level we've probably ever seen. But in terms of overall quality, 1920 was better because teams were closer together. If
No,
teams
okay,
are
so
closer
I get what
together,
you're
it's overall
saying.
Quality.
I understand 100% what you're saying. I guess this is how I look at it versus yours. I think when there's at least a title race, I don't care how big the gap is between the first two teams and the third team. As long as there's two teams close to each other, I consider that a little bit more competitive. Which is why when I go back and look at this is, by the way, this isn't a slander on Liverpool. I can't be mad that Liverpool did their job and no one else did. This is more of a slander on Arsenal, because this should have been a year that they stepped up and went head to head with them. If Arsenal lost the league by at least 5 points or less, I'm fine with that. I'll be like, they gave it a run. My issue is they never gave it a real run, bro. Like, I don't think people deep it when I say this. United spent more days in first place this season than Arsenal. We spent 1 day in first place. Arsenal spent 0. This is why I'm saying I don't respect the competition in the league this year. It doesn't mean that Liverpool don't deserve it. It's everyone else not doing their job. If you can go the whole season with only 1 defeat, why is Arsenal not close to that? I understand they had injuries, but they were dropping points. Husam had that one video that everyone put on from what's it called, A-listers, where you were stating how many wins and points you had before certain injuries. The gap was there before the injuries. So we can always look at hindsight and say, oh, well, if Saka never got injured, if Odegaard wasn't out for 2 months, if Gabriel didn't miss the end of the season, we would have been closer. That's all hindsight. But the proof is that when you had a healthy team or closest to healthy team, you still wasn't that close to them. And you never really gave them a real run. And that's the issue I'm always going to have with this season. It's not a diss to Liverpool. If anything, it's a diss to you, to you, Sad, or to Arsenal, I should say. That's the only issue I have with it. That's it.
Let me
He's taking out Arsenal's failure on you, Sam. Your fault.
I'm getting this.
Bro, I mean, that was the point of that tweet all along when you think about it. That's why I put that tweet about Ole's team. It wasn't a diss at Liverpool. It was a diss. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, though, yeah? With Arsenal in the last 2 seasons, even in the season last season, when we were quote unquote the freaking an amazing team, we went on that run and we did the 60 or however many games it was unbeaten.
Played better football
that we did, yeah. Regardless, when we started the seasons, we started both these seasons shit. We started slow, leggy. So the start of the season is normally like that for us, but then we pick up pace. He got injured around December. Crystal Palace game.
Start of December.
In December, we all thought that Liverpool should just say we're going to win the league. We were cooking Husam for saying leopard in the tree in December.
Yeah, we were 9.
But we were still missing Erdegaard.
Husam on my line.
Regardless on what Erdegaard is doing now, we're still missing Erdegaard, who at that point was a big put.
Erdegaard was back in December.
You guys were cooking me because I refused to say that Liverpool are favorites.
In December, Husam.
No, but in the start of the season, he wasn't there. At the start of the season, he wasn't there. That period.
Because you don't have chest. That's a different story.
Odegaard came back at the start of November.
Because you don't have chest.
Yes, but from August till whenever he came back, whenever Erdegaard came back, I forgot.
Last season you were singing Waka Waka. What did you sing this year? I didn't hear you sing anything.
He did sing Waka Waka. I know. Sam, play the clip right away. Play the clip.
What clip?
The saddest song this season with Ashraf. They have a different song this season.
Play it. I don't know what the hell they sang this season.
There was a different song.
Yeah, the different. Corner.
But
come on, man.
All I'm saying is that we start seasons like that already, like shit. We already start.
December is the start of the season. It's halfway through the season.
No. We start the season. Yeah, last season when we were doing whatever we done and we got 80, how many points we got, bro? We started off. We didn't pick up until January, bro. Until January when we really started playing ball, bro, and really started knocking teams down. We didn't do that until January because that was the whole Dubai thing. Oh, look, they went to Dubai, Arteta ate meat and whatever.
But then maybe that's what.
exactly. I think for us, maybe we need to get a bit
Guys,
more
Marvilli saved the
from
Vinicius penalty, by the way.
earlier.
Oh yeah, he did. It was a horrible penalty. Don't even try to claim a good save. It was.
Listen, he saved it, innit?
If the goalie saved
Hey,
it,
okay, I ask you a question, Staffy. Was Vitinha's penalty against Alisson horrible? He didn't save it, mate. So.
I'll ask you the question.
It was
Staffy,
better than this penalty.
Staffy, does David Raya save the Vinicius penalty?
Oh no, he would have been on the other side already, bro. David Raya, bro. I mean, since you mentioned it, oh my god, sad. If you get into a penalty shootout with Real Madrid, wallahi, good luck.
Listen,
I'll bet, bro. I'll
You
bet
see
my
David
savings
Raya to
account
David
on it.
Raya.
You know the FIFA diving back in the day.
Bro, wallahi, he's
David
when
Raya.
he picks a side,
David
he's
Raya.
already halfway across the goal before the ball is
I
kicked.
think so. So could I just say something on David Raya because I don't want us to.
Yallah, here we go. Sad is turning into a top winner this year. Yeah.
No. It's not even.
يا عم سيبك من الواتش alone.
It's not even
Yeah,
10.
but I'm روح نكمل.
The top gooner, bro.
Bro, Hassam's doing Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest watch alongs. What's this season come to?
That's just for Wolf.
And see, and I gotta respect this season. Come on, man.
Yeah, Habibi, there is
Third
no
place-
other fucking game.
Third place Forest versus ninth place Villa, and I'm supposed to take this league seriously this year. Come on, man.
Did you do the redirect?
اتأكد انت لان بروح ابدا.
Anyway,
Oh, he's
Staffy, let's
Yalla,
not
talk to me
sit
about
here-
Raya,
let's
go
not sit
ahead.
here and drag Raya's name through the mud because he still did have a very, very good performance against Porto. Where
Yeah,
he
Habibi, do
saved
you
us.
listen to
When
anything
he
I say?
saved us. Yeah, you
doesn't.
just said to me.
Do you listen to what I
he-
said?
He just decides
He does.
to dive first and doesn't even do against Manchester United in the penalty shootout. Yeah, I understand, bro. It was
We're gonna
bad.
cook Bayern. We're gonna cook Bayern.
bad.
We're gonna cook them. Bro, Harry Kane is gonna see no light, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it up. Sad.
No.
I feel like
talking
you-
about
you
him
But I
listen
think
to
that's
what I
one
say.
save, bro. That's one time, bro, where he's had that kind of performance.
You know why we're not talking about it?
Penalty
Because you're
saving,
not in the
bro.
competition. Who do you play in the
Right, bro.
quarterfinals of the
I
Champions League?
I don't care about the
Boom.
Champions League, mate. I've got a league title.
I got a league title as well.
Have you?
I do.
Mm.
I gotta
Mhm.
wear that orange turkey. Pray for me. I got Ugarte and they got orange turkey.
I wouldn't say your league title is wrapped up, man.
It's not wrapped up, of course, but I trust that the players will win it. Let me get can we do the super chats?
Yeah,
is the
shout
Euro-
out Jay,
there
man.
is the
Jay,
Euro-
wallah, understands me, man. Shout out Jay.
There is the Euro stuff, but listen, TH is saying Euro has played 2 professional seasons. Everton being Skelly's first. Skelly has progressed more playing out of position in 1 season. I agree. And the talent is there.
That
Kelly has
doesn't change
progressed
the-
more playing out
that
of
wasn't the argument, though. That the argument was who is better right now. That doesn't involve the context of well, this is Lewis Skelly's first season in Euro.
I still think
Right
that Lewis
now,
Skelly is
he's
better
better
right
right
now. I
You
think
got to
Lewis
take
Skelly
that
is
into
better right
consideration,
now.
though.
No, I would have to take it into consideration if it was who was going to be the better player, not who is.
But
I
that
feel-
was part of the
He'll be better
argument.
player.
That's part of the argument. They said, Staffy, if I'm not misquoting you, you said that the ceiling is higher for Euro. Then
Yeah.
I think this Euro has a high ceiling as a player, yes.
But by the way, the fact that this is Marcelo Skelly's first season just doesn't change my point of view on that. I'm just saying, in the general context of using this as an argument point, it doesn't change the immediate result. It just changes the future result. But the future of it, for me, is that Euro will be better than Lewis Skelly.
at the
Euro's
moment, I
ceiling
don't
as a
think- I
centre
don't
back is
think
higher
Euro-
than Lewis Skelly's.
I don't think
As a
Euro
left
is
back,
better.
I disagree. I disagree.
Lewis Skelly will be a brilliant James Milner. He'll be a fantastic James
Nah,
Milner.
Oh my
This guy is so disrespectful, bro. You need to relax.
Why are you
That's
disrespecting
mad
James Milner?
disrespectful.
Why?
He's a Premier
James
League
Milner-
legend.
Brother, the guy is like a fucking cog. You just put him there, bro, and then he can fill that
James
space. He can
Milner
fill
holds
that
the
space.
record.
He can fill
James
that
Milner
space.
holds the record for most assists in a single Champions League campaign. I'm putting Lewis
Oh
Skelly up
my
there with some
God.
top level
Oh my
footballers.
God,
I can't
bro.
actually believe you just dismissed James Milner like that.
Yes, because
The
James
guy is
Milner
saying
is-
Lewis Hall is better than Miles Lewis Kelly, both young academy midfielders that became left backs. I would take Lewis Hall. Tuchel would take Lewis Hall over Miles Lewis Kelly for left back.
Lewis,
Anybody think that Lewis Hall is
Lewis
better
Hall
than-
was actually a higher prospect.
First of all, Dake, you don't know that Thomas Tuchel would do that. You don't know.
Sad,
Do you
sad.
know that?
He actually has a point because Lewis Hall coming up the ranks as a youngster, he was a higher prospect than Lewis Skelly. So he's actually not lying when he says this. Whether he does it or not, that's fine. I don't care. I think they're both two good left backs. But Lewis Hall was actually rated coming up the ranks for a while. Like, I didn't know about Lewis Skelly. I feel like the only people who knew about Lewis Skelly before this
It's
season were
Arsenal
Arsenal fans.
And the people
There
only
are
that watch
players
the
that you
academy.
hear about before they come up. Saka, as an example, he's one of the players that I give him credit because coming up the ranks at Arsenal, he was never that high of a prospect. People only learned about him when he actually had to debut for Arsenal. You know, Waneri is an example. Waneri, you guys have been talking about him before he debuted. I know Waneri's name before I ever watched him.
I
Because he
knew
was
Smith
ranked
Rowe.
coming up.
I knew
These
Smith Rowe
players are
before I
different.
knew Saka's. Smith Rowe, but back when they were breaking through.
Yeah,
Smith
he
Rowe
was
a high
the
prospect
highest
in Saka.
prospect. He was the highest prospect. Yes.
Saka wasn't the highest prospect in
Exactly.
in
These are the players that you give more credit. Rashford, as an example, when he turned up for United and he debuted for us and he scored, I swear to you, I've never heard of Rashford until that day the news came out. I was like, who is this kid? But he actually made a career when no one really gave him that much of a high ceiling at these young ages. This is why you need to differentiate, at least in the beginning of their careers. There are players that come up with big ceilings. Whether they achieve it or not, that's up to them. And there's players that really weren't known. So if they make something out of nothing, which is, I think that's the case of Lewis Skelly right now, fair enough. I think in a different situation, if Arsenal would have had a competent left back, he probably would have been sold to another Premier League team. And that happens all the time. We sell great prospects without even knowing. And we sell players that end up being decent Premier League players without even knowing. You just find out years later. I think of that with Lewis Skelly. That's all.
Yeah,
Adrian is saying Tom is that one white guy that gets invited to the barbecue. By the way, a lot of white people in America have barbecues as well. So,
Bro,
I don't
that's
know.
what I hear from TJ. I mean, he's out in Missouri. These people know.
Bro,
how to use
everyone,
barbecues.
bro, all my guys in the South, you know that stuff. You live
In the South,
America.
they do a lot of.
a lot of
I
barbecues.
said you
bro.
live, bro. Staffy doesn't live in the south, bro. He's
No,
Yeah,
I
but he
don't
lives
live
in
in the South,
America,
but I
but
know
it's
about it.
a cultural thing that is known around
all
America.
right, okay.
But
I
the
think
South
people think
people,
about the cookouts that we have in the
My bad.
East, and it's
My
just like
bad,
mainly colored people, so they think the minorities
no,
do
the-
it, and the
the-
white people
the-
just pull up.
in the South
I
side,
need to
I'm
come to
telling you,
America,
bro.
I need to come to America and try to.
In the South, the white people can cook. I see their cookouts. That's
They do a
elite.
lot of
In the
barbecues,
East, not so
bro.
much.
Cookouts, bro. Before the NFL games, are
We're eating like
freaking
Panera
crazy,
bread
bro.
and shit. That's different.
Rival salt on the Premier League quality is pathetic. It has been a poor title fight, but the league is being won by a very good team. Top half equal quality is high. But you genuinely said that there is no challenge, right, McGregor? That is Staffy's point. There is no challenge. Liverpool are not
Anyone who
challenging.
ridicules me by saying I'm being salty, cry more, you're being pathetic, I think I've presented a decent argument whether you agree or not. I don't mind people disagreeing. If you think I'm saying it out of salt, when I have said Liverpool deserve to win the league, I cannot save you. خلاص. مش مشكلة. We can just move on.
Jack Howe is saying Trent chose a horrific time to go to Madrid. I can't lie. No, Madrid are gonna be okay if Trent joins. They get a left back. Yeah, I disagree with you, Jack. To be honest, I think Trent joined Madrid in the right time.
I tell you, I've been seeing the reaction that Vinny's been getting the last couple of games though from the fans because he's not been playing well. I cannot wait for the reaction to Bernabeu after that first Clasico. I think
Trent,
the white handkerchiefs will be out for Trent. I'll tell you that for free.
Rafinha is gonna cook Trent on transition, bro. Like, oh my god, you're gonna see
I'm ready for that game next year. By the way,
Pornhub style, bro. Oh my god, he already bought a
Rafinha-
Barcelona
Rafinha-
jersey.
Bro, Rafinha is crazy, bro. You know he's gonna win the Ballon d'Or. I'm telling you,
He's not gonna win the Ballon
No,
d'Or.
he's not.
I promise you, he'll win the Ballon. I promise you, he'll win it.
Arsenal play defensively and have conceded one less goal than Liverpool. Arsenal don't play defensively as well, and
They do.
you didn't have the circumstances. They're not that
They
defensive.
do.
We
They do.
don't play defensive. We don't play defensively.
You do.
We we don't, bro.
You play fucking
No, we
4
don't.
centre backs every
We-
week if they're fit.
Do we sit back consistently? Those center
Right.
So who you
Are you camped on the edge of your own box now?
Hold on.
Are you a defensive
Who are
team?
you
Yes.
saying? Who are you saying is the 4 centre backs that we play, bro?
So your first choice back 4 is Ben White,
Calafiori.
Saliba, Gabriel, and either Timber or
Bro,
Calafiori left back.
Timber is the starting right back, bro.
Okay.
Even
so
with Ben White,
I
even
have
with
just
Ben
pulled up.
White.
I have just pulled up a game at random. I skipped today's game because I knew the lineup there. I went to Arsenal Man United, the last time you played a big team. And your back 4 was Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. If I go back, let me go to all your lineups in the big games this season.
But
Because I don't care what lineup you're
these
putting out
players
against
are not.
fucking
But these players are not played.
Brighton.
But you're acting like these players are played because it's defensively. They want defensive security. It's not, bro.
Well, they
Timber
are.
and Calafiori are played because they are played for their like attacking sense on the pitch.
No,
they're played because of how they go forward.
If you were picking someone based on his attacking qualities, Zinchenko would be starting every other game.
No, because he doesn't give you the assurances defensively as well as
so
going
there we
forward.
go. So he's after assurances defensively. But if he
but both of those players have very good qualities going forward. That's the reason why they're played.
I think me and Tom Little made a very good tag team today.
Nottingham
saying.
Forest away. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. That's another big game where he's went with 4 centre backs. Let's go find.
Anyway, we need to move on from this, guys.
Let's go find. Let's see what else we can find.
I'm just gonna present.
Liverpool. What was your back four? Partey because of an injury. White, Gabriel, Timber. But if Saliba wasn't suspended, your back four would have been White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, 4 centre backs.
That's the game.
I'm just gonna give you one stat to end this debate. Liverpool and Arsenal have very similar number of touches in the opposition box during this. That means Arsenal don't play defensive. Arsenal have a problem in creativity, but in terms of positioning on the pitch, Arsenal are very high on the pitch the majority of the games.
By the way, can you get Saliba and Gabriel's position, average position?
No, I need to move. They are very high.
That's what you will see, bro.
I need to finish. I get what Staffy is saying, but they are YouTubers trying to say that Arsenal last season, second place, were more impressive than Liverpool win this season. That is horrific.
You can make an argument. I can't generally say that Arsenal last season are better than this one, but I hear more of an argument. I think Arsenal last season, I said it to Sad actually earlier. I did say that Arsenal last season were better than this season. Obviously, the injuries didn't help.
No, but Arsenal's second place this season is better than Liverpool winning the league this season.
Is he talking about the fact that they finished second is better than the fact that I don't think he means that.
No, he said
Arsenal YouTubers are trying to say that Arsenal last season second place. Oh, more impressive. Does he mean they played more impressive football, or the fact that they finished second was more impressive?
The team is more impressive.
So the team, that last season's team overall as a team is more impressive.
I think
than Liverpool.
You can argue.
Yes, because shall I tell you?
No, you can argue that. You can generally argue.
Shall I tell you why, Mo?
Okay, the problem is you guys are
a stream in itself. That's probably a stream in itself. But it's a very you can argue it, bro.
It's wrong because you didn't have Salah. Salah is part of Liverpool Football Club, and he had a magnificent season. Arsenal last season didn't have one like this. And by the way, I'm just going to tell you, Van Dijk and Konate this season had a similar impact to Saliba and Gabriel last season, defensively. So no, Liverpool this season is more impressive than Arsenal. Saying that is this 9-point thing. We had injuries then already, acting like we didn't have a chance to catch Liverpool, and then the whole attack was injured.
Guess what though? Liverpool also had injuries at that point. Odegaard had missed a month and a half. Alisson had missed 2 months.
Brother, you say this whole Alisson cry for me. Oh, let me like, bro. You got Alisson, and then you got fucking who's the other guy, bro? Who's the other guy?
Guess what, guys? It's our fault that we have suitable backups for our injuries.
Brother, but bro, you have Kelleher who starts for a majority of the teams in the Premier League, bro. So don't at me with this whole Alisson Becker was missing, bro. Please.
And you were doing Partey, Rice, Marino. That's a midfield that should be.
I was playing Trossard instead of Odegaard, bro, because he was away. And Trossard was fumbling it, bro.
No, but that's because Arteta's a dickhead. That's because Arteta's a dickhead who didn't want to play Rice, Partey, Marino. Simple.
Rice, Partey, Marino is still not good enough, bro. What are we talking about here, bro?
Yeah, it's not as good as Rice, Partey, Odegaard, but it's still good. In the same way, Kelleher's not as good as Alisson, but it's still good.
No. Kelleher is like a very good goalkeeper, very, very good goalkeeper.
We have we praised Saka on his amazing impact on this game like he did in the last game? Yes, he didn't score a tap in, but he is back. Madrid ain't ready. Okay, Blaze? Okay.
Is this sarcastic or is this
Blaze,
for real?
100%.
Blaze,
This guy
Blaze,
is a Chelsea
Blaze,
fan,
said,
Chelsea fan.
Blaze says this, but when you say something about freaking Chelsea, he gets his panties in a twist, bro. Grow up, brother. Grow up, man. Like, it's crazy. It's cringe as well, bro.
Oh my God. Mo's right. Yes, Jay. I'm always right.
He's
Can
not
I say
right.
it once in my life? Can I say it once in my life?
Yeah, but
I'm
that's a
always right.
horrible thing to be right on because that means you just explained his super chat, and his super chat meant that Arsenal getting second place last season was more impressive than Liverpool winning the league.
I
This
actually
season.
think it's the other way around. I think Liverpool is more.
But that's what he
impressive.
said because I said, "Does that is that what he means?" I'll say this.
He's saying that other YouTubers are saying that. But anyway, guys, Tafi,
Any, hold on. Under any circumstance,
I need to end
is it not acceptable to say that a team who won something, especially winning a league, that achievement is less impressive than anything else? I don't care if Liverpool won this league with 0 defeats and everyone else was playing like wolves. Winning a league at the end of the day is always going to be more impressive than 99% of the accomplishments. So I hope that's not what you meant.
Tom Little channel, who I can't find actually.
Super chat, by the way.
Staffy is another. AMT is saying Arsenal last season can beat Liverpool this season in the Premier
I
League.
think they can,
Thoughts?
100%.
I disagree. Do you know why? Because
They can't
Arsenal,
win, Tom. There's no you tell me there's no chance they win.
I think it's closer, but I don't think they beat us to the title. No.
Okay, but here's the thing. I don't know if he's talking about winning the title or just head to head. Either way.
Well, I assume he is because the.
Oh, he said can beat them to the APL. Sorry, I thought he said he can beat them in general. Either way,
it'd be a bit stupid that the super chat was a one-off game. My point is, Arsenal being better doesn't turn Liverpool worse. Liverpool are still on course to have one of the best seasons in Premier League history. Just if Arsenal were better, that doesn't mean Liverpool.
did
all
you
of a
beat them
sudden
this year,
stop being
Tom? Or
on
who
that.
beat who? What was
we
the head
drew.
to
It
head?
was a draw.
We
It
drew
was a
2-2.
draw. It was a
We
draw.
drew 2-2.
Where in the
Yeah,
Emirates
yeah,
or
yeah.
in?
At the Emirates.
At the Emirates. And by the way, that 2-2 slot completely got outclassed by Arteta. But regardless,
I can't remember the game. Now I got to go back and check it.
2-2.
I think
That's
I think
great.
last
That's great.
year's
It was 2-2.
Arsenal wouldn't be 12
completely
points
got
behind this
outclassed.
Liverpool side.
That 2-2. So what are we 11 points clear with the game in hand? Hold. I don't care that we got away with one at the Emirates. Hold.
Bro, last year they had Ben White performing like arguably the best right back in the league. You had an amazing partnership between Saliba and Gabriel. Forget the left back because it hasn't been a strength for them. Their midfield, and especially the goals that Rice was chipping in that midfield, was very good. And you had the front line that was even Havertz, as much as we made fun of him, he had people like Sat saying at the end of the season, Waka Waka AA. Like,
baby,
that-
can we stop
that
going
team was
back to
cooking,
that? Why
bro.
do you want to bring that up, bro? Leave me here.
because I
Leave me out of
forget
this.
that. It's
Anyway,
that.
listen,
And when you said, I
No,
believe my
we're gonna have another stream. We can debate this. Anyway, guys,
Mo,
thank you so much for joining.
us. You're just trying to run away. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, Habibi, I need to go eat. My mom just came. She was traveling.
Well,
and I
it's
need
not
to go
Ramadan. You can
before
eat
the
now.
food.
You can eat in 5 minutes. You can eat in
Yeah,
30 minutes.
Habibi, my mom made the food. She just came from
Big up your
outside.
mom,
She
man.
made the food and she's waiting for me.
Man,
Shout out
Allah,
to Mama Judge,
Big up
man,
your
but-
mom, man. Big up Mama Judge Mo, man.
Yeah, like, she needs to, like, I need to eat, bro.
Imagine
I
that's
don't
her
know,
nickname at house, Mama Judge. So it's Judge Mo and Mama Judge.
Anyway, we'll see you guys. Tom Little, by the way, Tom, I don't know why you don't give permission to MHF to actually tag your channel. You have to check your permissions. I'll see you guys soon. This is gonna take you to Husam. Stay here. We're out of here.
Little guy, bro.
I like how you said that. Like I know what the fuck that means.